Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NXT Great American Bash. This is WWE 2K26 Universe Mode episode 87. We are 24 hours away from the biggest party of the summer SummerSlam. Before we get to that, it's time for NXT's special event of the summer. It's Great American Bash. Welcome to the show, folks. I'm Callum, otherwise known as the KO King. Welcome to KO Production and welcome to what is going to be an action-packed show live in Atlanta. That being NXT Great American Bash. We have 6 major championship matches tonight and an ambulance match as well. Hell of a night of action and stuff reach and every one of you. So let's waste no further time and get right into said action. Here we go, man. Let's get to war. And as you heard from Mike Rome, we're kicking things off in Atlanta with the NXT Cruiserweight title battle. And at first, the man who debuted this past week on NXT to become the #1 contender, one of the biggest luchador sensations on the planet, El Grande Americano, debuted by defeating Akira Tozawa to El Grande, and he is getting a Cruiserweight Championship opportunity in just his second match of the series, challenging the champion, the young OG, Javon Evans. Evans going to be in his 8th defense of the Cruiserweight title. He has been one hell of a champion. And he's got one hell of an opponent. Been all the way around the world in Lucha Libre, especially down in Mexico, south of the border. But tonight he is here in Atlanta. This is our second Atlanta PLE. Of course, we were here last month at Bad Blood. NXT won a little piece of Atlanta tonight. And they are going to do battle each and every superstar on the card tonight. Gonna give it their all in a time, including hometown man Austin Theory, who will team with his tag partner Grayson Waller and attempt to gain the tag team titles with A-Town Down Under holding the tag team gold against the Lucha Brothers tonight. Looking to become a Triple Crown champion as Austin Theory, but tonight it's not about Theory, it's about this man and El Grande doing battle, because your boy's bouncy and the young OG looking to make yet another defense of his Cruiserweight Championship. One of the MVPs in this series, Javon Evans. For my money, one of the breakout stars in the series. Let's see how the young OG does here against El Grande Americano. What an interesting way to kick us off. Javon has defeated the likes of Dragon Lee, El Hijo del Vikingo, Nathan Frazier and Axiom, Dory Dominic Mysterio, Dragon Lee and Santos Escobar in triple threat action, and most notably, most recently, SmackDown superstar Johnny Gargano. And he defeated him in an open challenge on NXT. Well, tonight he's going against the Lucha Libre star. But if El Grande is to win, you got to imagine he's going to be here full time in NXT as the new Cruiserweight champion. As Evans getting a huge ovation in Atlanta tonight. What a way to kick us off. Couldn't think of a better way. Cruiserweight action here tonight live at NXT Great American Bash. It's Javon Evans, El Grande Americano squaring off for that right there. The beautiful, prestigious and covered NXT Cruiserweight Championship in the world. As we head it down the ringside now with the official ring introductions from Mr. Mike Rome.
Introducing the challenger from the Gulf of America, weighing in at 202 pounds, El Grande Americano! And his opponent from Greensboro, North Carolina, weighing in at 180 pounds, the NXT Cruiserweight Champion, Javon Evans.
I can make Rome getting everyone excited for this Cruiserweight title opener. Javon Evans has held that Cruiserweight Championship for an impressive 137 days. He won it in the first ever matchup of NXT in this series, where he was the open challenge man to answer the call from champion at the time, Dragon Lee. Unable to walk out champion that night, held it ever since with 7 successful defenses. Let's see if he can get it his 8th tonight against El Grande Americano in just his second match of this series. Though you see referee for this one, Felix Hernandez, hoisting up the Cruiserweight title. He has assigned the duties for your opening contest with a Cruiserweight crown on the line of NXT. Crown is rowdy. Here we go then. Referee Felix ringing the bell. Match up on the way for the Cruiserweight title in the world. What a way to kick us off. Akira Tozawa was put down by Americano this past week on NXT. You can imagine Evans was looking in very closely to scout his opponent tonight. And now here we go. Match up on the way for the Cruiserweight Crown. Can Evans do it again and continue its 137-day reign? Colorable tie-up here as this weekend officially now underway. Of course, SummerSlam tomorrow night and Sunday night. What a weekend that's starting to become right here on KO Productions. This look this time by El Grande Americano. El Grande goes behind now. Look at Americano here. Oh my goodness, and Americano showing off his incredible agility and his lucha skills, the gymnastic background perhaps on display from Americano, but now it's Evans. Turns it around now, top wrist lock on El Grande, got chain wrestling sequence in the opening contest. Live tonight at Great American Bash. Both of these men first appearances at the Great American Bash. Of course, neither of these two were a part of the series last year. Especially Evans have been one of the MVPs of this series, but Americano looks to become an MVP by besting him tonight and becoming Cruiserweight Champion. Evans only been pinned once in this series by Dirty Dominic Mysterio in a non-title matchup to qualify for NXT Jackpot Men's ladder match. And then after Dom beat him, he got a championship opportunity to Mysterio. Evans able to win that one. That'll be a best of three. Got to be on the horizon with Dominic tonight. We're going to become a two-time not a Cruiserweight champion, two-time North American champion later on, as he battles absolute Ricky Saints for Americano that time. Caught Evans with a kick. Evans able to catch the forearm, and now Javon back into a lockup here with El Grande Americano. Not the case we are used to seeing from Javon Evans, but nonetheless he is doing well against El Grande. And not for long as El Grande got the waist lock, Evans was able to turn it around, and now it's Javon into a waist lock of his own. And what is El Grande thinking? El Grande able to take him down, and that's back and forth. Battle here was Felix Hernandez. Looks up. And that's here. He's round and got the chin in trouble, and now it's Evans. Turns it into a hammer lock here off that weird chin lock reversal from Javon the champion. Evans again gets turned around back into a hammer lock now by El Grande Americano. What a way to kick off the weekend. I want to thank you all for joining us as Americano now in trouble from a wrist lock this time. An arm wringer from Javon Evans. Americano able to counter big shots to the midsection by El Grande. Edges overhead smack. Big knife edge chop as well. Look at this, El Grande Americano in a big time. DAT type maneuver, the cover, hook in the leg, shoulders down. New champion, 2 count only. Kick out by Evans. Not staying in it for now, but Americano with a rope and a splash by the Luchador. One of the biggest Lucha Libre sensations is Americano. Look at this off the bottom rope with a cannonball senton. Driving all the air out of the midsection of the young OG. But now Evans moving out the way, the elbow drop. Javon now catching him with a super kick right upside the jaw. And now it's Evans just like that, able to turn the tide to this matchup and have a second super kick. Americano hard and rolling to the outside, trying to catch a breather, but I don't think Javon's going to let him do so. It's Evans, here he going outside. Tope over the top, taking down El Grande Americano, and now on in the ring apron here. It's Javon Evans. Oh, it's the young OG thinking here. Off the apron as the referee starts his count as Evans, Moonsault side style. Off the middle rope, taking out the challenger at ringside. Javon showing what the Cruiserweight division is all about here in this opening contest tonight. At the Great American Bash to secure the championship on the podium, that is what they are fighting for this evening. Evans now sends him back into the ring, springboards him. I've seen this before, the clothesline by the OG. Evans here, stomping away on Americano and heading into the cover, hook in the leg, shoulders down, Evans to retain the NXT Cruiserweight Championship in your opening contest of the night, the 2, and the kick out by El Grande Americano. Not going to be that easy for Javon Evans. Javon will keep his foot on the gas pedal here. The middle rope went for the crossbody up the springboard. The counter by Americano, just smacking him again and smacking him down to size. There's El Grande. There's El Grande thinking, running out on the springboard crossbody, but on by Americano the cover. Do we have a new champion here? Scoring totally one that time. There's Felix Hernandez with a close to a 2 count, not just a 2 yet. Americano only got 1 that time, but he's going to have to keep his foot on the gas pedal and not keep taunting to this crowd tonight in Atlanta. But nonetheless, going to drop Evans in the hardest part of the ring here with the back suplex on the apron, spine first. Evans hard that time. And now it's Javon on Dream Street, in trouble on the outside. It's Americano, the springboard, the slingshot crossbody by El Grande. Can he take home the Cruiserweight gold as he sends Javon Evans back into the ring right here? It's to the top rope, going up high. El Grande Americano, a splash all the way across the ring, the cover, hooks the leg, shoulders down, new champion, no, not yet. Only a 2 count that time, not just over. As Americano now Raw gets up, and Evans gonna catch a wheelbarrow stunner that time off the Cosador. Javon Evans is on fire here. And Americano getting to his feet. Evans runs off the red dot, incredible maneuver by Javon that time. And there's Javon Evans, got Americano pinned up against the ropes. Yo boy, it's bouncy. I've seen this before. The big time head scissors by the young OG. And there's Evans, runs and like clothesline. Down goes Americano. Evans on fire as always. Looking to retain here. The double jump and a big time maneuver that time. We've seen him do that a number of times. The cover will be enough to retain here. No, it's just 2. Kick out by El Grande Americano. Evans wanting that 8th defence of the Cruiserweight Championship. I believe it'll be the most amount of defence the Cruiserweight title has had. With the knees up that time from El Grande Americano. Off the splash attempt from Javon Evans, and now Americano picks him up here, and Americano dropping a butterfly, bridging pin cover. 2 count, new champion, and Evans able to stay in this one. Yeah, what a fun way to get us started tonight, as expected. At the Great American Bash, still got tag team titles on the line, still got a major main event to come as well. North American title, women's North American title, and of course an ambulance match between 2 better rivals. But right now it's Javon Evans on top of his opponent tonight for the NXT Cruiserweight title, the top rope. Evans feeling froggy off that frog splash, cover hook in the leg, shoulders down and retain his Cruiserweight title here, and a kick out by El Grande Americano once more at 2. Evans trying to pull out all the stops, trying to defeat him any means necessary that Evans can do. But rest time moving out the way is Americano. Off the ass splash from Javon. There was El Grande thinking of the throat thrust that time by Americano, who is much slower pace in this one than the high risk Evans. But there's the PK by Americano. Off the snapmare, the cover, the hook, the line, the shoulders down to be a new champion. 2 count, no, the kick out. Very close encounter though, the official Felix Hernandez so close to counting a 3. But just 2 is Javon able to stay in this one for now. There's the Irish whip, going to send him hard into the corner. And then the knee moving out the way though is Javon. Javon trying to fight back any which way he can. The pick up on El Grande Americano. The strength connecting. A running center powerbomb. Evans covers. Shoulders down to retain here. There's 2 and another rear fall. Americano once more going to power out. Well, doesn't know what the hell to do here. As he picks Americano up and nail him with yet another super kick on the jaw. The Javon, the big time running drop kick. Evans now moves solid. The corners of the knees up by Americano. Put on him at 6. Americano now runs out of headbutt on Evans. And then made down with a running headbutt with a mask. Right in the face of Javon. Covering champion. No, the kick out by Evans. Oh, the young OG with an enthusiastic kick out that time, ladies and gentlemen. What a great encounter to get us started at the Great American Bash. In the corner, nice kick by Americano. Oh, I've seen this before. This looks familiar for me. Certain Raw superstar, as does Americano. Now that I've mentioned that, but nonetheless, the big time drop kick. Out of the corner by El Grande. The forearm caught by Javon Evans. As Evans thinking here, the Irish whip going to send them into the corner. Javon, oh, I've seen him do this before. Sends his opponent into the corner. Up to the top as the crowd loving this one in Atlanta, as am I. As in the world watching around the world. But right now, Evans, top rope, avalanche, Spanish fly on his challenger. Javon Evans nailed every second of that. Can Javon capitalise? Less and less place in Atlanta chanting this is awesome. Evans not even going for the cover. Instead electing to go for the double jump. Oh, Jay Carter, and he nailed it. That manoeuvre put down so many of his challengers for that gold cover. Will it be enough to put away Americano? No. A very powerful kick out by the challenger. Is this Cruiserweight title opening contest still on rolling here tonight? Live at the Great American Bash. How on earth was he able to do that? Oh, Javon can't believe it, but he's still got this crowd behind him tonight. In Atlanta, Georgia. Javon the pickup. Javon put Americano down out behind him in the rearview mirror, perhaps looking for a brainbuster. Americano though out the back door. Americano waist locks on pickup. Back breaker by El Grande. And a coup at the end of Javon Evans right here. El Grande Americano now getting Irish weapon. Send Javon into the corner. I'm going to send him up in the corner. Going to do a big move onto him now as Evans done moments ago. Oh goodness, Javon doesn't want to be there. There's El Grande Americano here with an avalanche. Ray crash off the metal rope, the cover, the hook to the leg, the shoulders down. We've got to have a new champion after that one. There's two, and the kick out. For Javon Evans. Unbelievable how many power on that one, ladies and gentlemen. This one is on rolling tonight. What a great champion Evans has been. His 137-day reign may continue after this incredible encounter. It's Javon now. Going for a penny predicament. That's how he knocked off Johnny Gargano in their matchup a couple of weeks ago in his previous defense. No, the kick out of turn on Gargano and a penny predicament. Cover two. And no, kick out by Javon this time. Americano's pissed. Heads off the rope and smacking Evans. Go for a forearm cut by Javon Evans. Super kick. No, rolls through by Americano. And Americano are going to catch him and take him down with the head scissors. And an elbow drop by El Grande. Oh, El Grande's got in the bag, but it's Javon will back up the forearm. And yet another super kick by the young OG. Another stomp, the counter. Back and forth tonight for the Cruiserweight Championship of the world as Americano continues to hit him with strike after strike. It's Evans able to counter and attack the forearm. Now it's Javon Evans with strike after strike. And look at these kicks by Evans. Hit the young OG floor in the challenger. Javon has the advantage here. Listen to Atlanta go crazy for the young OG. The kick, no, blocked by Americano. Forearm, what's El Grande thinking? The run off this time, he beat it here at the Zawa, but no water in the pool now. Evans able to see it coming. Big overhand shot, super kick this time, poked by Americano, catching the boot. Went back to the well a bit too many times. Americano off the ropes, and this time the springboard headbutt. The move that gave them contendership the cover for the title too. So away, how do we know? NXT Cruiserweight Champion and somewhat an upset. One of the breakout stars of the series, Javon Evans, falling short to El Grande Americano, and his 137-day reign comes to an end as Americano is now your new NXT Cruiserweight Champion in just his second match of the series. 2-0 as Americano. Congratulations, your new Cruiserweight Champion, but what a fight to kick us off in Atlanta at the Great American Bash. Very close off this big time running powerbomb from Evans. Wasn't enough. There's the knees up from Americano. Cut him with that first headbutt of the matchup. That still wasn't enough, but this was the springboard headbutt. The move that he put away Akira Tozawa to become number one contender. Does the same with Evans to become your new Cruiserweight Champ of the world.
Here's your winner, and new NXT Cruiserweight Champion, El Grande Americano.
Congratulations, Americano, your new Cruiserweight Champion of the world. Still to come tonight, ladies and gentlemen. What a main event we have in store for you. NXT title on the line. 3, if necessary, stages of hell. Which was what was chosen by Ilya Dragunov, the number one contender, because he won the WWE World Cup Tournament. That's your main event later on tonight for the NXT title. Dragunov and Page, but up next, NXT tag titles on the line. Theory and Waller, Town Down Under. Battle Penta and Rey Fenix, the Lucha Brothers, for the gold right here, right now in Atlanta.
The following contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall and is for the NXT Tag Team Championship.
Alicia Taylor with the announcement on this one. Here we go. Tag gold on the line, and here comes the hometown boy Atlanta. Look at everybody jumping up and down, even though he has a dick. He is a former NXT North American champion, a former NXT champion, and tonight looks to get the triple crown here in NXT by becoming the tag team champions. Alongside that man, the Aussie icon, Grayson Waller. It was a couple of weeks ago on NXT where these two men, Waller and Theory, won a tag team contendership matchup by defeating Psycho Clown and Mr. Iguana of the Psycho Creatures. And then it was this past week on NXT one-on-one action, saw Austin Theory, the former NXT champ, pin Penta, allowing Penta to be pinned for the first time ever this series. If that is to happen again, we will have new NXT tag team champions. Much like we have a new Cruiserweight champion, Theory and Waller might want to join them as becoming new champions here tonight as well. What an opportunity it is for Austin Theory to become a Triple Crown champion in his hometown of Atlanta. Of course, it's tag team match. You know he's got Grayson Waller to rely on as well. And what a fight this is going to be for the tag team gold, ladies and gentlemen. It's Theory and Waller looking like very worthy challengers. They've got the momentum heading into this one, as we mentioned. Austin Theory pinning Penta For the first time ever, Rey Fenix eating his first loss as well a number of weeks back to the NXT champion, All Ego Ethan Page, who are close friends with these two superstars. He has got a hell of a main event to get to later on tonight, challenging the former NXT champion of only 3 minutes and 37 seconds at Battleground, Ilya Dragunov. And out as next, the champions, the team that have taken the NXT Tag Team Division by storm, Penta and Rey Fenix, the Lucha Brothers, or the Lucha Bros, whatever the hell you want to call them. They are here in their third defense of the NXT Tag Team Championships, defeating the Creed Brothers for the titles back at our last special event here in NXT, that being Battleground. Beat them in the rematch on the NXT afterwards, and also defeating Pretty Deadly in their second defense. Can they get defense number 3 against Theory and Waller of A-Town Down Under tonight? Remains to be seen as these two men operate under Cero Miedo, meaning zero fear. And even though Penta lost this past week, he is not afraid to have a great showing tonight. He is not afraid that he will lose tonight alongside his brother as they look to hang on to their NXT Tag Team Championship. It's going to be a fun one then. Second title match for the night. Well, we have our second title change and a Raw. We find out is that right there is what they are fighting for, the beautiful, prestigious and coveted NXT Tag Team Championships. Let's head it down the ring now for the official ring introductions from the great Alicia Taylor.
Introducing the challengers, and a combined weight of 424 pounds, Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, A-Town Down Under. And the opponents, and a combined weight of 409 pounds, the NXT Tag Team Champions, Rey Fenix and Penta, the Luchadors.
There you see the great champions, the Lucha Bros. Let's see if they can retain against Theory and Waller tonight. They have held the NXT Tag Team Gold for 56 days. Let's see if they can make it a little bit longer. There you see the official for this one, Mr. Gary Wilson, assigned the duties. It'll be a fun one for NXT Tag Team Gold. Who tonight going to be the Aussie icon, Grayson Waller, kicking things off with Rey Fenix. Waller looks to be in incredible shape, by the way. Much better physical condition heading into this Tag Team Championship match. But here we go, matchup now officially underway. Tag goal on the line. Fenix kicking this one off in a hot way, taking down both Waller and Theory. And look at this here from Rey Fenix, going crazy off the ropes and already going to do that incredible kick on a Grayson Waller, dropping on the canvas. It's Rey Fenix off the rope and right to the jaw and the chest of Waller. And look at that, oh, the springboard Fenix. Well, but didn't get all of it. Waller, though, still hurting from that shot from Rey Fenix. But a big kick upside the top of the head, sucking him in there with the Aussie icon. And now it's Waller getting a big clover to the back of Rey Fenix. Fenix up the Irish whip, sends him hard into the corner. Waller and Theory competed at last year's Great American Bash event in 6-man tag team action, teaming up with Logan Paul and losing effort to a very weird combination of Matt Riddle, Pat McAfee, and LA Knight. Of course, before the megastar went off to the main roster, and Logan Paul as well, of course. Both bottom Monday Night Raw here. Going forward in this series as Rey Fenix rolls through with a run. There's a losing effort in that 6-man tag. Let's see if they can get a win this year at Great American Bash against Fenix and Penta, of course, who did not compete last year, were not in the company last year, now of course are, and taking the tag division by storm with a counter by Fenix. Out of the corner onto Austin Theory, who is now the legal man. Rey Fenix grabbing the arm and the rest of Theory, smack to the chest. So look at Fenix off the ropes, an incredible arm drag, taking down the former NXT and North American champ. Theory and Waller getting absolutely rocked tonight in Atlanta, in the hometown of Austin Theory, who isn't getting cheered anymore than Penta and Fenix are. That's how good the tag team champions are, as Fenix shit can't Theory to the outside, looking to fly here on behalf of himself, and Penta the toe back on here by Fenix, that time on Theory. Fenix and Penta going crazy, and now it's Fenix sends Theory back into the ring here. Giving a springboard back in, perhaps the official continuing this, carrying the springboard drop kick, rocking him right in the jaw, or right in the jaw rather. Tag made, in comes Penta, looking to pick off where he left off this past week in singles competition between these two. Theory, of course, was victorious, but Penta gave it his all and was really costing the matchup a lot by the distractions from Grayson Waller at ringside. As Penta big chop out of the corner of Theory. Theory don't block him with the elbow. Now Theory, the Alana Native, up and over the DDT. Off the floor over that time. That's Theory. Taking him up the vertical base. The Irish whip hitting him hard out of that corner. Man, oh man. Oh, but there's Penta running in the sling blade. Sling blade by the extraordinary Luchador that time. And then the Irish whip sends Theory back into the corner. Got control of this tag team championship matchup. As look at this, Penta out the corner with a backstab on Austin Theory. Oh man. Nailed him right in the back that time. Theory hurting the tag made. In comes the Aussie icon Grayson Waller. And Penta took his eye off the ball. And Waller catching him with a big time stomp. Almost like an Austin Theory stomp. Nonetheless, it's Grayson Waller. An Irish whip Penta into the corner here. And a knee after knees after knees from the Aussie icon Grayson Waller. Waller just choking out Penta in the corner here. Referee Gary Wilson going to step in, telling Waller to back off. Waller now letting go before the official can disqualify him here and cost him this tag team championship matchup as Waller all over Penta now, trying to isolate the extraordinary Luchador. Now it's Waller. Irish whip sends him into the Theory corner. Tag made, double team offense here from A-Town. Down and there's the challengers walking over Penta. Oh, the accidental drop kick though from Austin Theory onto Grayson Waller, going to allow Penta to take control once again. Super kick to the back of the neck. Austin Theory sets him in the corner to smack that time by Penta. A nice kick that time on a Theory, and now going after Grayson Waller, but Waller going to catch him, and Waller dropping him that time, but Penta drops him off of the ring, off the apron. But Theory trying to get the advantage again. The elbow in the midsection. Now it's Austin Theory picking up Penta. Oh, we've seen this past week on NXT, and the ATL by Theory to cover. Hook to the leg, shoulders down to the NXT Tag Team Champions. Gary Wilson in position, scoring 2 here and a kick out by Penta. Tag Team Championship matchup style on the road tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Now it's now Penta sweeping the legs of Austin Theory that time and dropping him down on the canvas. Here at the Great American Bash. Theory sent into the corner, tag made, in comes Ray Phoenix, and we've seen this before from Penta and Phoenix. They've ended matches with us. The super kick, package, pile driver, culmination, cover from Ray Phoenix, hooks the leg, shoulders down, scoring 2, now the kick out. Ain't over just yet as the Atlanta native feeding off his hometown crowd and kicking out tonight in this tag team championship matchup. Big smack that time from Ray Phoenix. And what is Phoenix thinking here? Oh, gonna walk it like a tightrope. And Phoenix gonna drop a one-hit kick. Adios, amigo. Cover on Theory. Hooks the leg. Shoulders down. Phoenix and Penta to retain. Turn a kick out. A-Town down once more. Determined to become the first ever NXT Triple Crown Champion. Superstars have had an opportunity to do so, such as Trick Williams, but not been able to do so. Austin Theory wants to, and Theory gonna drop him. Donny Dom's tried it too. The cover. Theory to become the Triple Crown Champ. Now the kick out by Ray Phoenix off of that cross-legged patella drop. Brainbuster Penta though also trying to come in and make the save. Phoenix will get the shoulder up. Grayson Waller now tied back in, and Waller with that rolling flatliner on Ray Phoenix. Phoenix is hurting. Phoenix wanting to make a tag into the extraordinary Luchador. Penta and Grayson Waller not going to allow it to happen. And just stomping away on the Luchador. But the big elbow by Phoenix. Night first chop after night first chop. And look at Phoenix fighting back. Every bad he has got against the Aussie icon Grayson Waller. Sends him in the corner. The corner with that kick. Absolutely nailed it at the corner. Ray Phoenix now picking up Waller. Super kick right across the jaw. And then Phoenix. Straight jacket. Bridging German suplex. Cover to retain. The NXT Tag Team Gold here for the Lucha Brothers. And a kick out by the Aussie icon Waller. Waller was in the first round of the NXT the WWE World Cup tournament, not just NXT. Took on Japan's Shinsuke Nakamura in the first round. Came up short in that one. And looking to get a big win tonight alongside hometown boy Austin Theory and become the new NXT Tag Team Champions. It's Grayson Waller sending Penta, who is legal, to the outside of a tope suicida by Waller. Usually that's a maneuver done by Penta or Ray Phoenix. as they are high-flying superstars, but this time it's Grayson Waller showing that he can fly too. And if he's going to the top rope looking to close in on tag team goal. Penta slowly but surely getting to his feet. Waller off the top, the diving clothesline by the Aussie Icon. Cover here, shoulders down in the centre of the ring. Ray Phoenix though immediately before Gary Wilson going to get his hands on the canvas. Breaking up the pinning predicament now. Phoenix with a forearm on a Grayson Waller. Bubba Grayson gonna send them off the apron, but Penta look out from behind here. Look out, Grayson, big shot by the extraordinary luchador. He turns him round. Penta now into the Penta driver and dropping Grayson on a cover. Shoulders down, pinning predicament to retain here. Scoring 2 in Austin Theory in the nick of time making the save. Theory not allowing himself and Waller to lose in his hometown. The knee dropping Penta from knocking him off that table. Look at Penta, toe big on it over Theory, able to sidestep it. Theory not allowing Penta to take him out on the floor, and Grayson Waller back to his feet and going after the illegal participant. And Ray Phoenix. Oh, but Penta is legal. He comes back in running in, and a sling blade. A reverse sling blade by Penta, but a counter by Grayson Waller. Waller going to catch Penta on the clothesline. Waller heads up to the middle rope. Ray Phoenix is down and out on the floor, as is Penta in the ring, and the elbow drop from the Aussie Icon from the middle rope as he walked to like a tightrope. The cover hook to the leg. Shoulders down. New tag team champions. The Turner kick out by Penta. Oh wow. Penta showing that incredible resiliency tonight. As Waller going to Irish whip and send him into the corner, and now look at that Austin Theory. A big cheap shot that time. Tag made. Theory now the legal man and stomping away on Penta. Penta though with a kick. Able to get him out of nowhere that time. Missing that smack. Missing that drop kick. Was Austin Theory. Now it's Penta running in with the Mexican Destroyer on the Atlanta Nails. Covering, retaining Waller, immediately making the save. Once again before the counter one. And now look at this. It's Penta here. DDT and a Grayson Waller on the hardest part of the ring, driving him head first off the ring apron. Penta comes back and springboard crossbody on a Theory. Penta and Phoenix must capitalise here if they want to walk out your new, if they want to walk out and still the NXT Tag Team Champions. But right now it's Penta going to drop Theory down in the corner and drop kick off the headstand. Vintage Penta that time. Oh, the stop, the counter, and Theory runs right over him like a freight train. Theory spoiling the momentum of Penta. The super kick, this is how he beat him this past week on NXT with a Taxia. A Taxia by Theory. Cover, hooks the leg, shoulders down, scores 2 new champions. Penta's gonna kick out. And Theory can't believe it. It took him 2 attacks here to be able to do it alongside A-Town Down to be able to beat Penta this past week in NXT. One of them ain't going to do the trick tonight at the match. Going to do more to keep down the extraordinary luchador and Penta. Irish whip out of the corner. Tag. Theory and Waller now. Double team offenses. This time it's Waller shot to the midsection of Penta. Penta able to counter the attacks here now. Penta. Oh, taking out Theory, but also taking out himself. And it was Waller stomping away on Penta. Oh, this is a great opportunity for the Aussie Icon Grayson Waller as Penta is really in a world of hurt here, wanting badly and desperately to make a tag into his brother Ray Phoenix. But it's Penta grabbing Waller, went for more shots. Waller there went for a jab. Penta able to counter it now. Penta with forearm after shot. Was Penta thinking big elbow now on a Grayson Waller in the springboard, and the tornado DDT on Waller. Busts him wide open and sending Theory up the apron. Tag, well needed one into Ray Phoenix. Phoenix the legal combatant in this one. Picks up Grayson Waller, he's looking to fly here. Oh, didn't get all of that though. Went for a poison runner. Not able to get it. Standing moonsault, not able to get it either. As it's Grayson Waller trying to stop Ray Phoenix in his trap when they fish chops and forearm shots. Another right 10 forearm bats him up into the ropes. He doesn't want to be there. The Aussie Icon and the Atlanta Native. We're going to become the new tag team champions as Waller rolls through with a stunner. Cover. New champs. Hooks the leg. Shoulders down. Penta on 4-1 saving the day for him and his brother Phoenix. Waller's pissed and Waller right back after Penta with a drop kick. And Waller now going to try and do even more on a Ray Phoenix to keep this man down. The super kick avoided, and now it's Phoenix runs in with a run at that time. And Phoenix, after Theory, knocks him off. My goodness, and a springboard moonsault now moving out of the way. And it was Waller trying to take advantage. Shoulders down. O'Connor low. New NXT Tag Team Champion to the kick out by Ray Phoenix. How the hell did Phoenix survive? Waller catching with that big time elbow. If I was Grayson, I'd make the tag. Into Austin Theory once more. But the kicks, the counters by Ray Phoenix. Grabbing him up. Big roundhouse kick. Turns him round. Ripcord. Oh my, a Spanish fly. A ripcord, Spanish fly. Waller favouring his knee. As Ray Phoenix knocking Austin Theory off the apron. This tag team title matchup been nothing but special, with the Irish whip in the corner on a Grayson Waller tag main. In comes Penta, double team offense. Phoenix and Penta looking to put Waller away. We saw this earlier on a Theory. Now it's Waller's turn. Package pile driver super kick. Combination with a roll reverse that time. Theory back of the apron. Penta knocks him off. And a Penta on a cover on Waller looking to retain and get the third defense on their 56-day reign title run. And they've done it. Penta and Phoenix going to retain the NXT Tag Team Championships. Their 56-day reign going to continue as NXT Tag Team Champions. 3 successful defenses of the gold now. Congratulations going out to the Lucha Brothers, as Austin Theory comes up short in his hometown of Atlanta in his pursuit of becoming a Triple Crown champion. But it wasn't entirely his fault. Tonight it's Grayson Waller was the man that let him down and took the pin in this tag team battle this evening. Well, what a fight for the NXT Tag Team Gold. I thought it was over right here. But Penta, of course, crucially making the save for his brother after Grayson Waller hitting that rolling stunner, a move which secured the contendership opportunity for Theory and Waller in the first place over the Psycho Creatures. But not enough for the NXT Tag Team titles. It would be a package pile driver super kick combination on a Waller, which would be enough to keep the Aussie icon down and for Penta and Phoenix to retain. Congratulations going out to the Lucha Brothers. Penta and Phoenix, and still your tag team champions of the black and silver brand. Going to the back line now are Theory and Waller, but still to come tonight, NXT Women's Championship is up for grabs as Stephanie McCool is passing in her Women's Jackpot ladder match contract ahead of time. She told Stratton she'd do it a couple of weeks ago. She's doing it tonight in a proper match for the NXT Women's Championships. So speaking of women's titles, coming up next, Women's North American title on the line as an all-gold champion, Gina Parker making her fifth defense of the NXT North American Women's title. She battles the number one contender, Sensational Soul Rukane. Back you make room. It is the third of 6 championship matches this evening. And now it's time for the women to show what they're capable of in the black and silver brand. Out first in this Women's North American Championship matchup, the number one contender after defeating the juggernaut Jordynne Grace a couple of weeks back on NXT. It's the sensational Sol Ruca. All a part of that inaugural NXT Women's Championship ladder match to crown the inaugural North American champion here in the women's division. It was won by Jada Parker in a matchup which also included the likes of Jordynne Grace, Stephanie McCare, Julia and Blake Monroe. So Ruka not able to win it on that exchange, not able to win the Jackpot ladder match contract at Battleground either, but tonight goes in to her second NXT PLE matchup, this time a one-on-one encounter for the North American gold as she is battling Miss Parker herself for the championship here this evening. Going to be a fun one live on NXT. You don't want to miss a second of this one right here live at KO Productions. Well, 2 great matches we've kicked off with. 1 title change, 1 champion able to retain their championships in the Lucha Brothers moments ago. But here comes the champion as the crowd chants Miss Parker, as she is defeated the likes of JC Jane, Lash Legend, Lola Vice and Tatum Paxley in her run as North American Women's Champion. She defied all odds, all expectations by becoming the inaugural champion by winning that ladder match. And now tonight, she is all serious. It is business, as this is going to be her toughest test yet, taking on a fan favourite Sol Ruca. Let's not forget, let's not say that Jada Parker's not a fan favourite. She absolutely is. I mean, listen to the crowd right now in Atlanta chanting Miss Parker time and time again tonight at the Great American Bash. It's going to be a tough test, man. A lot of crowd are going to be cheering for Parker. A lot of the crowd are going to be cheering for Sol Ruka. A lot of both these girls chant might be said tonight. What a matchup it's going to be for the Women's North American Championship here tonight. Parker dancing now, shimmying her shoulders, but when that bell rings, I'll tell you it's going to be a hard-hitting exchange. All fought over that right there. The beautiful, prestigious, and coveted NXT Women's North American Championship. As we head things down to the ring now with the official ring introductions from Mr. Mike Rowe.
Introducing the challenger from Honolulu, Hawaii, and her opponent from Port St. Lucie, Florida, the NXT Women's North American Champion, Jada Parker.
And Mike Rowe, Jada Parker then coming into her 5th defence as Women's North American Champion in her 87-day reign. Want to make it a little longer and perhaps go over 100 days as the inaugural Women's North American Champion. Going to be a tough test if she wants to do that though tonight. A tough test indeed as Dallas Irvin is your official for this one. Grabbing hold of the North American Championship potential the final time that Parker can hold that prestigious goal. As he hoists it up, here we go then. So Ruka Jada Parker, Women's North American title on the line at the Great American Bash. Both of these Women's American Bash debut. And they're going to go it for the Women's North American title tonight. Here we go, man. Both of these women getting the crowd on their feet. It'll be a great battle for the championship this evening. So Ruka extends the hand. Jada Parker going to accept it. Great show of sportsmanship off the opening bell. The respect. It's going to be a friendly battle, but they are going to hit each other hard, I'll tell you. Here we go. Colorable tie up here for the Women's North American goal. Parker able to get the arm of Sol Ruka here in the last spot. Arm ringer on to Ruka. Jada hurting. Jada's hurting her rather. It's so Ruka going to try and turn the tides and now make sure that Jada is hurting. Going after the arm and now a top wrist lock here, but Parker able to turn around and a side headlock here onto Sol Ruka. And now it's Ruka able to push her off, and what's Sol thinking here? Dropping her down that time. Face first goes Jada Parker. So Ruka getting a little bit too overzealous, and Parker, oh man! Forearms are down off her handstand. Little showboating from Sol Ruka that time. Into a lock up now, it's Jada Parker go behind into a waist lock. Parker and Ruka back and forth battling here with Sol able to turn it around and turns it into a waist lock of her own on Jada Parker. What's Ruka thinking here on a schoolgirl? Shoulders down, pinning predicament here. Ruka for the win, picked out immediately by Parker. Parker able to turn around, pinning predicament of his own, or of her own rather. It's back and forth. Ruka able to counter it. Ruka now in a pinning predicament on Jada Parker. Backslide, cover there. There's two and a kick out by Jada that time. Now back into a lockup though. These two are not done just yet. It's Ruka now this time grabbing the arm. Arm ringer wrist lock this time on Parker. Ruka. Side headlock on Jada. Jada in trouble, and now it's Parker able to turn it around. Top wrist lock this time. This is done by Jada. It's Sol hurting in this Women's North American Championship matchup. The Drillers are out as well. They are loving it too at the Great American Bash in Atlanta. It's Sol Ruka now. Big time. Hammer lock onto Jada Parker. Parker in a world of hurt. Parker up and over. Parker going after the arm here of Sol Ruka. Top wrist lock here. Just arm ringer on her knees and wrenching away here, trying to soften up the challenger here, who's much more fast paced than Sol Ruka, or sorry, than Jada Parker. There's a wise strategy that Jada is doing this against Sol here. Absolutely doing a number on her body, knee after knee on the midsection. Is Jada able to get the upper hand off that exchange that time, and there's a side Russian leg sweep. Jada Parker in control, the crowd all over the place tonight. Some chanting for Parker, some chanting for Ruka. What a fight this is. What a fight it is still to be. It has only just gotten started. Jawbreaker there from Sol, able to counter whatever offense that Jada was throwing at her. Now the X Factor by Ruka. Face first, she went to the canvas, and Sol trying to get this crowd on her feet tonight. And root of her getting a victory. Running in, shoulder tackle. Sol wanting to get her first championship of the season, being the Women's North American goal, and wants to be the second ever Women's North American champion. Ruka maybe on the cusp of doing so. bottom rope forearm off the springboard, and Jada Parker rolling to the outside. Ruka looking to fly, tope cross, body by Sol. And Sol doing everything it takes tonight, throwing caution to the wind. What's Ruka thinking? Irish whip sends her out of the ring. And now it's Sol looking to fly here. What's she thinking here on the apron? Sol Ruka, what a shot, and now springboards out of the clothesline over the official. Gets caught in the crossfire. Referee Dallas Servin falls down off that clothesline. Unintentional, of course, by Ruka, but nonetheless, referee is down. Ruka trying to take advantage in the corner, but Jada able to elbow her out of there. Referee back to his feet here. He took that one like a champion. And it's Sol Ruka. If she wants to be champion, she's going to have to do anything it takes to avoid offense like this. But Jada Parker going to be able to connect and looking to walk out. Still your champion this evening at the Bash. Apologise for the noise in the background, ladies and gentlemen. Someone's doing constructive work next to the arena during one of our greatest shows of the series for NXT. Ignorant motherfucker nonetheless, Sol Ruka. Oh, European uppercut on a Jada Parker. The back and forth here from these two women. We've seen Ray Phoenix do this maneuver in her previous contest, and this time it's Sol Ruka, super kick and a German and a kick out off the cross jacket. Bridging penny predicament, but Sol Metal rolls on the bottom row, went for the moonsault. Moved out away with Jada Parker, and Parker plants her down. A back suplex into a clothesline, big time slam dunk that time from Jada Parker. Sol sent into the corner, what's Jada thinking? Turns around, Jada Parker after a victory over Tatum Paxley. On NXT in her most recent defense, looking good tonight. Against Sol Ruka for the Women's North American gold. Backstabber at the corner, kick out at 2 by Sol as this championship matchup waging on tonight at the Great American Bash. Going to come tonight, of course, 3 necessary stages of Hell match between World Cup winner Ilya Dragunov and All Ego Ethan Page as Sol Ruka. What a maneuver that was! A springboard 450 clothesline of a standing Jada and a kick out as this Women's North American Championship matchup is rolling on tonight. My goodness. So Sol Ruka. It ain't over yet just for her as a springboard crossbody gonna connect. Jada, talking about getting the wind taken out of your sails, that may do it. Anyway, bottom rope moonsault gonna connect and find it smart to cover Ruka for the North American Championship. Hooks the leg, shoulders down. Jada Parker gonna power out at the count of 2. This championship matchup getting good tonight as Jada gonna kick Sol Ruka off, and Parker runs in with a leg drop onto Sol Ruka. And it may be all over for the sensational Sol tonight as Jada looks to retain her championship. Up and down, good buster by Parker. Face first and body first went Ruka cover, hooks the leg, shoulders down, looking to retain here with Parker. There's 2 and a kick out by Sol here at 2. Again, Sol Ruka showing her incredible fortitude, incredible resiliency as Jada Parker trying to do anything it takes to put her away here with a jawbreaker countered by Sol. And now it's Sol Ruka grabbing her. What's she going to mind on the big pump kick bumps on this before from Ruka, the poison ran her down. Goes Jada Parker. So Ruka's on fire. I think she's getting more and more people behind her as more as this matchup goes on. And I don't blame the superstars, I don't blame the crowd tonight being behind Sol as in the corner that time. Oh, that kick, the cover, the 2 for the title, and kick out by Jada Parker. Almost like a Cody Rhodes disaster kick, who will be competing tomorrow night at SummerSlam against Samoa Joe, defending his Money in the Bank contract he won in Los Angeles a couple of months ago. But there's Sol, moonsault connecting. Standing still on a Jada Parker. Looking for a second one. Able to get all of it. And Jada could be out of it, man. Might not be 100% whatsoever. Super kick no caught by Jada Parker. Now Parker turns round Sol Ruka, the kick to the midsection. Again the kick to the midsection. A third time. And now picks her up looking for a pump handle slam. That's how she beat Tatum Paxley in her most recent title defense. She could beat Ruka right here in a 10. Cover 2. And 3. Oh, the kick out by Ruka. Hey, look at the shoulder up in this Women's North American Championship matchup continuing live tonight at the Great American Bash. Sol drops her hair first. Jada dropping her hair first, but she just yanked her there. Big kick to the midsection again, yet another kick to the midsection. Now it's Jada Parker, barrage after barrage with knees. Again targeting That midsection and stomach area of Ruka, but Ruka moving out the way of that leg drop from Jada Parker. Now Soul Ruka out of nowhere, Soul Snatcher! Look at it, snatch her soul and snatch her championship. Cover, hooks the leg, shoulders down, scoring 2, and Soul Ruka so close to becoming champion. But Parker able to power out at 2. How the hell did she do that then? Soul Ruka, a fraction away from becoming champion, but at the tournament, Soul, what a mega moonsault. Corkscrew style, cover, new champ, 2, and again a kick out by Jada Parker. How on earth is she doing it, ladies and gentlemen? And so Ruka, look at this incredible offense. Heads back to the top. Soul now. What's she gonna make? Jada Parker down and out, elbow drop, nobody home. No one in the pool, Parker to her feet, and now it's Jada Parker, the Irish whip sends Soul into the corner looking for victory. Oh, Jada, what a big time knee, and Parker again. Catching Soul Ruka with a knee to a seated challenger out the corner, and now it's Jada Parker, top rope frog splash. Parker looking for victory. Hooks the leg, shoulders down, scoring 2 to retain here, and Ruka gonna kick out again. Man, Soul giving it her absolute all tonight against Jada Parker, but what a championship matchup this has been thus far for the NXT Women's North American Championship. It's Jada. Sets her out in the corner. We've seen this offense before. We saw something similar earlier on. But if Jada connects with us and then her final maneuver, the hypnotic, we will have Jada Parker retain and continue her 87-day reign as Women's North American Champion and continue to be the first and only Women's North American Champion this series has ever had. There's that ass splash in the midsection by Jada Parker at the corner. I'm looking for hypnotic. No! So, able to move out of the way of it. So Ruka somehow moves out of the way, and Ruka picks her up. Look at the strength here. Fireman's carry, dropping her down. There's stacking her up, cover. Pinning predicament. There's 2, new champion. Now Jada gonna kick out. Oh wow, and the knee, the moving out of the way. Jada Parker, shoulders down, pinning predicament to steal it. Parker to retain, gets you to it. There's 2. Nah, Soul's gonna power her out. Soul still on this one. Parker can't believe it. Kick is caught. Soul Ruka, kick on! Catching her, spiking her with a DDT right on the top of her dome. And a Soul Ruka looking to close and become your new Women's North American Champion. Second time of the matchup, the Soul Snatcher looking to snatch the North American gold. The cover of the leg, shoulders down the 2, and Soul Ruka's done it. We have a new NXT Women's North American Champion. Oh wow, Soul Ruka winning gold here tonight and stopping Jada Parker's reign of 87 days with 4 defenses. Great run from Parker, man. Take nothing away from Jada and her great run as champion. But Soul Ruka now is your new North American champion. The future is very bright on NXT as Soul Ruka wins gold and joins El Grande Americano as your new champions tonight at the Great American Bash. What a night in Atlanta. What a finish that was. Soul Ruka, your new Women's North American champ.
Here is your winner and the new NXT Women's North American Champion, Soul Ruka.
Congratulations, Soul, as the action continues. Because coming up later on tonight, the NXT North American Championship is on the line as Dirty Dominic Mysterio looks to become a 2-time NXT North American Champion as he challenges Ricky Saints, the Absolute One, for the gold later on. But coming up next, 2 men with a huge score to settle and an ambulance match. Dragon Lee, Santos Escobar, 2 former friends and tag team partners collide in an ambulance match in their rubber matchup. Who will get the Duke? Who will win the grudge match? We find out right here, right now. Here we go then. Here comes Dragon Lee, the man who had his first PLE matchup at Great American Bash last year.
Weighing in at 165 pounds,
Dragon Lee competed last year at NXT Great American Bash in a triple threat for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship against the champion walking in JD McDonough and the man who ended up walking out as champion, the man tonight who will main event the proceedings at Great American Bash for the second straight NXT PLE in a row, the man Dragon, Ilya Dragunov. Dragunov able to win on that night, pinning JD McDonough. Dragon Lee then a whole year later had to wait before getting his hands on the NXT Cruiserweight Championship, which he did, where he was able to knock off Dirty Dominic Mysterio at NXT TakeOver Stand and deliver the final NXT event of the 2K24 Universe Mode Series. And tonight he walks in one-on-one with Santos Escobar. It's going to be a fun one here tonight, man. Dragon Lee and Santos in an ambulance match. Of course, Dragon losing his Cruiserweight Championship in the first NXT of the series. Santos Escobar was a former Cruiserweight champ as well. In fact, Dragon defeated Santos to earn an opportunity at the NXT Cruiserweight Championship to go into Stand and Deliver of the end of last series to challenge Dom and beat him for the Cruiserweight title on that night. These two men seemed on great terms. They teamed up in the NXT Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Tournament for an opportunity to get a shot at the NXT Tag Team titles at NXT Battleground, or last NXT Premium Live event. But it was in the finals where Escobar and Dragon lost out to Penta and Rey Fenix in the finals. And then those two men went one-on-one against each other for a spot in the NXT Jackpot ladder match where Escobar got the win fair and square, clean, no shenanigans. But it was after the match that had the world talking, where Santos, even though he'd already won the match, he attacked his former tag team partner and laid him out on the outside of the ring with yet another phantom driver. Dragon Lee was absolutely hell-bent on revenge. He got a little bit of that and then some. A triple threat matchup with Javon Evans for the Cruiserweight title and a fatal four-way matchup to determine the number one contender for the North American title, which was won by Dirty Dominic Mysterio. But tonight he can finally do it one-on-one. He wanted to do it in a singles matchup, but I went to a double countout on NXT a number of weeks back. Tonight it's an ambulance match, and here comes the dreaded ambulance.
The following contest is an ambulance match. There are no pinfalls, submissions, disqualifications, or countouts. The only way to win is for a superstar to force their opponent into the ambulance by any means necessary. After closing both doors, the remaining superstar will be declared the winner. Now, let the match begin!
Thank you, Alicia Taylor, for the rules. This is just the second ambulance match in WWE KO Productions history. We saw it last series in 2K24 at Backlash, with AJ Styles and Adam Cole post-WrestleMania collided in an ambulance match won by the phenomenal one in retention of his undisputed WWE Championship or Universal title at the time. But here we go, Dragon Lee, Santos Escobar wasting no time, going right after one another. We mentioned they had a matchup on NXT a number of weeks back. It ended in a double counter as both men were hell-bent on battering each other around the ringside area. They have one win over each other, and there were other two matches in singles competition. Tonight, though, it is definitive. You throw your opponent in the ambulance, you close both doors, you win the matchup. It's going to be harder than it seems. They're going to go man in an ambulance and keep him in there. Close both doors on him. Going to do so much damage to do that, but Escobar trying to do that right now. It's debuted a new look here tonight with a purple gear, the big vest and the sunglasses, looking like a cool mobster. Nonetheless, he sends Dragon Lee shit cans by the outside. Of course, no DQs, no referee here to call a pinfall or submission. The only way to win is to throw your opponent in the ambulance, and the bell will ring. Once that has happened and both doors are closed, Escobar there, the tope suicida. Shoulder first off for an announce table there at ringside with Dragon Lee. He really hit hard that time. Right now it's Santos with a steel chair on the outside of the ring, getting some weaponry here. Live tonight in the bash and dropped him over the head with it. And look at Dragon Lee getting hit with it again. Santos Escobar hell bent on destruction tonight at the Great American Bash. Look at Dragon Lee. Oh, runs in with a runabout, landed on that chair. But it's Dragon runs in again, this time connecting with the Hurricane Rana. Oh no, it's Dragon Lee with a steel chair in hand. Look out, Santos. It's Dragon runs into the midsection on a Santos Escobar with a chair. And a Dragon Lee to the midsection now, as this is what these two men were doing at the end of their last matchup on NXT, their singles encounter, which ended a double count out. There were two ready battling each other on the outside. There was no chairs involved that time. Of course, that would have been a disqualification. But they were just going at it, finishing moves, signature moves in general, as Dragon Lee has a bend. He bent and looking ahead. Escobar with him, but Escobar moves in the way, and a super kick to the back of the neck of Dragon Lee. And look out. Look out, Santos Escobar here. Oh, goodness, he bent over the head. Goodness, oh, again, and Wade Barrett even getting caught in the crossfire. And he just launched him with a bend. Santos Escobar dominating this stage of the matchup. I don't think you're sitting anymore, Wade. I think your chair's a little bit not there anymore. Nonetheless, Dragon Lee continuing his fight with Santos right here on the bash. And what is Dragon thinking here? The Irish Whipper going to send him back out of the squared circle. Dragon Lee now heading up on the apron, waiting for Escobar to get to his feet, looking at a big diving attack on a Santos. That's exactly what he's looking at doing. I've seen him do this time and time again, and Dragon Lee now runs him. I've seen him do this before as well, but usually elects to cover after it. Not going to win this matchup. As of course, pinfalls or submissions don't count in this sort of matchup. You're going to do what is right there. Send your opponent into that right ambulance. The Dragon Lee, though, not going to do so just yet. Grabbing yet another steel chair from outside the ring. And going to whale Escobar right upside the head with it. We're going to do it again, but Escobar was feeding Santos. Oh, what a running knee strike. Big time beast trigger type maneuver. Now it's Escobar wailing away on Escobar. Or wailing away on Dragon Lee, rather, not himself. Wailing away on Lee with that solid steel chair. And launching it right in the face of the Dragon. Oh, and Escobar already loving the domination. Santos, oh, more weaponry. A kendo stick brought in. Oh, right in the midsection in the corner from Santos, and I'm wiping it right at the head of Dragon Lee. What is Escobar thinking here? Pick up on Dragon, looking for a submission with a kendo stick. Crossface right upside the head of the mask of Dragon Lee. Well, even if Lee taps out here or passes out due to the pain, it ain't going to matter. You're going to put your opponent in the ambulance to win it, but Dragon able to counter it and going to hit him with a kendo stick. And the kendo stick goes absolutely flying, and a standing shooting star press now from Dragon Lee on Escobar for his troubles. As the kendo stick went flying on the outside, both men not going to be able to use that now as Santos gets sent to the outside of the ring once again by Dragon Lee, fighting all over the place with these two combatants. It's Dragon looking to fly here, toe base, Suicide onto Escobar on the outside. And here comes Dragon with the objective of the match, finally opening the ambulance doors and perhaps looking to send Santos Escobar into it and send them to a local medical facility or a hospital if you're a real man. Nonetheless, Escobar sent up against the ambulance. What is Dragon thinking? The counter though by Santos Escobar. Now it's Escobar sends Dragon in the ambulance, and a Dragon sent packing. And now Escobar attempted to close one of the doors, but Dragon trying to stop him. Escobar trying to work muscle and outpower him here. But Dragon Lee hell bent on staying in this one, and Escobar not able to shut the doors. Dragon Lee escapes from the ambulance. And they're fighting back against Santos here. And Escobar gets sent into the barrier shoulder first. Oh goodness, Dragon Lee going all the way to the top of the ambulance. What the hell's Dragon thinking from up there, ladies and gentlemen? Can't be anything good. Across body off the top of the ambulance. Dragon Lee throws caution on the way. Now he's going to be bent lids. We already saw the bend, now it's the lid as he hits Escobar with it, and I believe busts him wide open, but now shutting the doors of the ambulance. Doesn't seem like he's done with Escobar just yet. Wants to inflict much more damage on the Emperor of Lucha Libre from what he done to him a number of weeks back, or a number of months back now. It was before Battleground he'd done it. And now Escobar going to send Dragon Lee into the steel steps, and oh god, now it's Santos with those stairs in hand. Oh my goodness, he's just launching him with the prone body of Dragon Lee. The man that brings the fire, the man that brings the flame right now gets launched onto the stairs of the German suplex. Neck first. Went Dragon that time, that's gotta hurt him. Stomping away here. Santos able to counter though as Dragon Lee's their bat on the floor. Come against the barricade here. Dragon Lee, oh wow, there's that side Russian leg sweep. Against the barricade. Now what? Dragon Lee, steel stairs in hand. First it was Escobar who cracked Dragon Lee with him, and now Lee gonna absolutely launch them onto Santos Escobar. right to the face of Santos. Now picks him up to his feet. The kick, the catch. A lot of bad blood between these two men as Escobar looking to make it literal and bust open Dragon. Mexican Destroyer on the floor. Folds him like an accordion. And Santos going to open up the ambulance doors and wants to send Dragon Lee into that ambulance and send him packing to a hospital. But that's exactly what Santos is not going to do. He is not going to do what that sign says and stop as he picks it up and just launches it, throws it and chucks it in the face of Dragon Lee. Well, back into the ring. That is not the objective to win this one, but Santos wanted to do a little bit more damage on a Dragon before he sends him into that ambulance, and a springboard cross body connecting by Escobar. Stomp the counter, Dragon Lee, the drop kick connecting. And Dragon Lee trying to get a little bit more fight here in this contest. Dragon the Irish Whip sends him in the corner. Well, we've seen this before from Dragon Lee. Great offense here. That drop kick on Escobar. Dragon Lee on fire in this one. On fuego as always. Escobar down and out on the canvas. Can Lee capitalise and send Escobar in the ambulance and literally close the door on this rivalry? Well, look at that big bicycle knee strike. But a former Cruiserweight champ. Both of these men former NXT Cruiserweight champions. Santos losing his championship to Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Dragon Lee beating Dirty Dominic Mysterio for the Cruiserweight title until he lost it to Javon Evans, who of course lost it earlier on tonight to El Grande Americano in just the second match of the series. Lee there with the DDT in the hardest part of the ring apron. And they're going to send Santos Escobar. Gets the ambulance. He's sat out against the door. Oh my goodness, dropping the door right out of the head and the arm of Escobar. Dragon, this is your shot to put him into that ambulance. Close the door. Close the chapter on this rivalry. Santos Escobar sent into it. And the Dragon Lee gonna attempt to close the door. And there you go. Lee. He's rushing in on Santos. He closes one of the doors. Looking to do the other one. Dragon Lee to win the ambulance match right here. Santos Escobar trying to hang on. We can't even see him try and fight back, but Dragon Lee is struggling with the second door here. It's Santos Escobar. Not done yet. I thought the door's closed, but he's still hanging on there. Getting out of the ambulance and now fighting continuously with Dragon Lee. Oh, now they're fighting around about the ambulance here and going to launch him all the way to the front of it. My goodness, these two men are brawling. Near the ambulance, now it's Dragon fighting back. What a right hand from Lee. Yet another shot. Lee again, caught him in the back. Escobar able to counter it. Now Santos fighting. What a shot from Escobar this time. Santos picks him up and a European uppercut. Rocking Dragon and now climbing up onto the ambulance. It looks like Dragon Lee's going to follow him. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Lee and Escobar, both on the ambulance. Dragon Lee, super kick, no avoided. Santos, what a shot. Escobar, no, Dragon, not going to hang on. Up he goes, a splash off the ambulance. To the floor by by Escobar. Onto the Dragon. And now Escobar going to send Lee against the ambulance. And they're going to drop the door right into the face of Dragon Lee. Once the LWO, once the Latino World Order, once very good mates. Now it's the Operation Dragon as these two men hate and despise one another. A better rivalry here in NXT. Fought over in an ambulance match as Santos sent once again into the ambulance. Dragon Lee looking to close the doors on this rivalry and in this chapter once and for all. Escobar sent into the ambulance. One of the doors are closed. Escobar can't stop him now. Dragon Lee to win this war of attrition. And the ambulance match in the Great American Bash in Atlanta. Escobar's down and out. Dragon's trying to close that door. Oh, it's Santos again selling this one. How on earth is he able to fight back? Escobar, what a right hand. Fading after fading, and now Santos. Escobar snaps suplex on the floor. Now Escobar heads up to the top. We've already seen Santos throw Dragon off the ambulance and dive on him. We saw Dragon dive on a Santos Escobar off the ambulance, and now Santos climbs back up and says he's got a plan. He's pointing to his head, pointing to his brain, says he is prepared for something. Well, right now, it's Dragon Lee up on that ambulance with him. And a Dragon with a super kick. And a standing shooting star on the ambulance. But back and forth these two men go, but wait a minute. Santos Escobar, phantom driver on the ambulance on a Dragon Lee. Oh man, the big maneuver of Santos Escobar, the shot. Now we're going to try and knock him off the ambulance for a second time, and he does. It's Santos Escobar now going to dive off for the splash. No, knees up by Dragon Lee. How on earth is he doing it? And the Dragon, instead of sending him into the ambulance, electing to send him back into the squared circle for Dragon Lee to hit him a knee strike. This is it, Dragon. Send him out and send him into that ambulance. Send the man to the hospital. But first and foremost, heading up to the top of a big time body splash by Lee. On to the Emperor of Lucha Libre. These two men have went through the ringer this evening. Live at the Great American Bash. Who is going to get the upper hand in this ambulance match? The old chair winged. And a counter from Santos moving up the way now. Clothesline almost decapitating. Dragon Lee almost took his head off his shoulder. Sends him in the corner of the double knees by Santos Escobar. In the corner. That's how he won the NXT Cruiserweight Championship in the first place. Against Ilya Dragunov. The man who will be main event tonight for the NXT Championship in 3 stages of hell after he won the WWE World Cup tournament, which Dragon Lee was a part of, but he got eliminated in the first round by the ruler Obafemi of Nigeria. What a tournament that was. Whole playlist up on the channel now if you want to check it out, but right now, Dragon Lee, Santos on the ring and a frog splash by Escobar, and that's going to do it. That's going to put the final nail in the coffin of this battle tonight inside an ambulance match between these two men filled with hatred. Used to be partners, used to be great friends with a lot of respect, but now they are bitter enemies looking to put the other one away in an ambulance. Santos, the Irish, swept back into the corner goes Dragon Lee. Off the back and forth battle inside the ring, but these two men spending too much time in the ring. Less time outside the ring. You've got to get your opponent in the ambulance to put this one away. But back and forth, these two men go. And it was Dragon Lee now. It's the second time of the matchup with Operation Dragon. Both men taken out though. It's a crucial part of the matchup. As both men are hurting. Who can capitalise first? Who can get the upper hand? You can tell the toll has been taken on both men's bodies. It's Dragon Lee out of the corner. Looking to put this matchup away and put Escobar away here. Oh, the cut throw! Big elbow right upside the bridge of the nose. And now it's Dragon Lee looking to take advantage. Send Escobar out. Send his ass out and send his ass into an ambulance. Dragon Lee picks Escobar up to put the final nail in the coffin. To close the book, to close that chapter of this rivalry. Sends him against the ambulance. No, the counter. Santos Escobar fighting back. And now it's Escobar gonna send Dragon Lee into the ambulance. Oh, but he picks up the bin lid and launching it, at least trying to launch it in the ambulance with him, and Dragon Lee now falling out in a heap. And I'm hitting him with the bin lid. No, moving out the way though. Was Dragon Lee, the counter, the forearm. Lee picks him up, launching him and sends him into the ambulance, and this is gonna be it. Dragon now, gonna go for the door. Escobar trying to stop him in his tracks, but Escobar trying to close the door literally on this rivalry and this chapter of his career. Lee to move on a bigger and better thing, closes the door and puts Escobar away. It's over, ring the bell. Dragon Lee is victorious in the ambulance match. Oh wow, what a battle tonight. Congratulations going out to Dragon Lee. Well needed victory over the Emperor of Lucha Libre. He wins the series, he wins the rubber match, he wins his grudge match and sends Santos to the hospital tonight. Well, Dragon Lee can celebrate in his hotel room, knowing that he got a huge win tonight at one of the biggest NXT shows of the year. Congratulations going out to Dragon Lee victorious in a back and forth physical fight tonight at the Great American Bash between two former best friends and former Cruiserweight champions. Congratulations on victory, Dragon Lee.
Here is your winner, Dragon Lee.
What a matchup, folks, as the show rolls on. We're still to come tonight, ladies and gentlemen, if necessary. 3 stages of hell as was selected by the number 1 contender, who was allowed to choose the stipulation after his victory in the entirety of the WWE World Cup tournament, as Ilya Dragunov gets his revenge taking on all legal pace tonight for the NXT Championship. But up next, the NXT North American Championship is on the line as champion Ricky Saints defends against Dirty Dominic Mysterio. What a battle it's gonna be, and it's going down right now in Atlanta.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the NXT North American Championship.
Thank you, Mike. We're going to be a fun one there for the North American title, as here comes the challenger, winning a fatal four-way matchup last week on NXT to become #1 contender. Four-way elimination to be precise. And that matchup was Santos Escobar, was Dragon Lee, the two men we saw previously, and of course Joe Hendry as well. Right now with Dirty Dominic Mysterio looking to become a two-time NXT North American champion. He defeated Cesaro for the championship last series. A great matchup. A great reign for Dirty Dom. I believe about 100 days he held the North American Championship for him, become a two-time champion here tonight at the Bash, with a crowd here tonight in Atlanta, Georgia, would certainly not like to see that one bit. I'll tell you that for nothing right now, ladies and gentlemen. Well, the champion Ricky Saints, he only just debuted at NXT Battleground. He has not been pinned, not been submitted, not been defeated in this series since debuting. And an open challenge which he answered at Battleground from the defending champion Bronson Reed. Somehow able to beat the Big Aussie on that night, beating him again in the rematch, beating Trick Williams as well, and even El Hijo del Vikingo as well. 3 big defences for Ricky Saints, 4 big victories for Saints as well in this series. He's 4-0, 3-0 in championship defences. As he's looking to defend it for the 4th time tonight against former champion, that man there, Dirty Dom. Dirty Dom has had an opportunity for the NXT Championship this series as well, and effort to become a Triple Crown champion here in the black and silver brand. He's an opportunity to become a 2-time Cruiserweight champ. Both of those losing efforts. Let's see if he can knock off Ricky Saints, become a 2-time North American champion. If not, I don't think there's anything the man has left to do on NXT if unsuccessful tonight. He's had opportunities at all 3 championships after tonight here on NXT, all 3 singles titles that is, on the NXT brand. But here comes the champion then, as Dirty Dom is out. Much more warm welcome from the crowd in Atlanta from the champion, the Revolution. It is absolute Ricky Saints. As mentioned, looking for his 4th successful defence as champion on his 56-day reign as the NXT champ. It'll be a fun one with Dirty Dominic Mysterio as Ricky Saints getting a huge ovation tonight in Atlanta, Georgia at the Great American Bash. As he looks so damn good with that championship, it'd be a shame if he'd lose it tonight to Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Already seen 3 championship matches this evening. This is the 4th out of 6 championship contests. And we have 2 new champions in the form of El Grande Americano, the new Cruiserweight champ, and Sol Luca, the new NXT Women's North American champion. While the men's North American title changed hands tonight, much like it did at Battleground, and Ricky Saints will only enjoy a 56-day reign with 3 defences of the NXT North American Gold. We find out in moments. It's going to be a fun one with Dirty Dom Mysterio. First time ever encounter between these 2 superstars. Ricky Saints' first time at the Great American Bash. I believe the same could be said about Dirty Dom, who even was a part of NXT last series, but not the Bash, I believe. But here we go then. That is what they're fighting for, the beautiful, prestigious, and coveted NXT North American Championship. As we head it to the ring now with the official ring introductions from Mr. Mike Rowe.
Introducing the challenger from San Diego, California, weighing in at 200 pounds, Dirty Dominic Mysterio. And his opponent from New Orleans, Louisiana, weighing in at 194 pounds, the NXT North American Champion, Ricky Saints.
Thank you, Mike Rome. Ricky Saints, I'll tell you, looking ready. And not looking ready to take away that North American Championship. Just had a long, hard look at it. Doesn't want to be forced to give it up tonight, as he has the official his championship perhaps for the final time. It's referee Victoria Jericho. She has assigned the rules for this men's North American Championship matchup tonight, as we already saw the women's one take place earlier on this evening. Here we go, man. Dirty Dom and Ricky Saints. The crowd actually chanting Dirty Dom for moments. Let's see if Dirty Dom can feed all that crowd reaction and maybe walk out your new champion this evening, as some people are actually behind Dirty Dom, if you can believe it. A lot of others behind Ricky Saints. Let's see how this one goes. Bell has been run, matchup on the way. North American title on the line. And here we go, lock up here between these two combatants for the North American gold of the black and silver brand. Ricky Saints now into a waist lock. Dirty Dom able to counter it, and Dom now round and headlock on a Ricky Saints. Saints in trouble, and Saints able to quickly escape there with the leg scissors on Dirty Dom Mysterio. Legs wrapped around the head. Dirty Dom able to tip up and out back to a fighting stance with these two superstars. Back into a lock up here are Dom and Ricky. Dom goes behind, waist lock of his own that time by Mysterio onto Saints. And Dominic Mysterio this time into a schoolboy. Shoulders down on Ricky for the championship. One kick out Ricky. Able to roll through. Penny predicament of his own. There's one. And a kick out by Dirty Dom. Able to turn it around, another penny predicament of his own, but nonetheless back into a lock up here. Our champion and challenger Ricky Saints got the wrist lock on Mysterio that time. And it's Dom in trouble now. Dom punting around in a top wrist lock here onto Ricky Saints. Got the champ in trouble. Ricky able to turn it around. Hammerlock now on Mysterio. It's Mysterio in agony here as Ricky Saints trying to torque that arm, make it hurt badly for the challenger, but now it's Dom turns it around into an arm wringer here on the champion. And now look at that, wrenching away onto Ricky Saints off that arm wringer right there. Again, the arm wringer cinched around tight. Dirty Dom, Ricky Saints back and forth tonight for the NXT North American Championship. Dom turns it back in now to a hammerlock as referee Victoria Jericho looking in closely. See how this one goes in the championship matchup tonight. Two more matches to come following this contest. It's the third last match of the night. NXT Women's title on the line. Stephanie McCare challenging Tiffany Stratton as she cashed in her women's jackpot ladder match contract ahead of time. She will be taking on Stratton for the title tonight. And of course, three necessary stages of hell for the NXT title tonight between Dragunov and Paige. It's Dominic Mysterio! Tope Tornado! DDT to the floors. Listen to this place. Live in the Great American Bash. Dominic Mysterio up in the apron, looking to fly and take out Ricky Saints here. Oh goodness, double axe handle with the apron. Look at the face of Saints. They're going to send Ricky back into the ring. Dirty Dom looking good in this North American Championship affair. Ricky back in, count of 5 here. Oh, look at this Dirty Dom springboard drop kick by the challenger into the cover. Shoulders down here for the North American title, become a 2-time champ. 2 count Ricky. Able to kick out a turn. It's surviving that time here at the Great American Bash. Hard to believe I am producing the Great American Bash before other YouTubers. No Nation Gaming, because he's still upload nonetheless. Ricky Saints grabbing the arm of Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Got the wrist lock, and look at this. I've seen this before from Ricky Saints. Absolutely incredible pun, very much intended, as he goes after the arm of Dirty Dom, and is stomping away on him now. There's Ricky Saints. Big forearm shot for his trouble as well. Now picking him up to a vertical base. Ricky Saints the kick, no countered by Dominic Mysterio. Big time forearm Mysterio. Waist lock, go behind now Dom. Headlock and punch him right in the top of the head. My goodness, nicely done by Dirty Dom with the closed fist connecting into the splash out of the corner. Springboard out of the corner that time. Right in the back catching Ricky Saints and Dom. Firmly in control. Runs into a hurricane runner by Mysterio. Against the ropes goes Ricky Saints, not where he wants to be. Ricky though, able to counter the elbow that time by Saints, and then Saints with shots and shots after shots. Now look at that, a body slam of the arm strapped behind the back. Down the rope goes Ricky Saints after the forearm strikes and everything. Ricky looking to capitalise. Drop kick from the wrong. Missile style. Ricky Saints now rolls him down, cover, hooks the leg, kick out immediately by Mysterio though. As this championship matchup ain't done just yet. It's far from being over, I'll tell you that. As Dom dialing up now, the 619 shades of his daddy, Rey Mysterio, the man he calls a deadbeat. Look at Dominic Mysterio here. Oh goodness! Dirty Dom off the halo. And the cover. Keeping the leg. Shoulders down for the North American title. The 2 get the kick out. And Ricky Saints. Dom looking to become a 2-time North American champion. Not able to get the win right there against Ricky. And then the Irish whip sends him into the corner. You're looking for Hero Dirty Dominic face. First goes Saints. And hold that time. Saints to his feet and Saints with a ball rattling spear. Oh goodness, what authority. The cover, the turn, the kick out by Mysterio. The impact over that spear from Ricky Saints. So close to being victory for Ricky. Look at that. Revolution DDT by Saints. Off the ropes, the cover to retain the turn, the kick out by Mysterio again. Well, Ricky has used that maneuver on 2 separate occasions to retain the NXT North American Championship. He wasn't able to get the win right there against Dirty Dominic Mysterio, and I believe busting Dom wide open at the corner. But now it's Dominic Mysterio there. It's whipped City Ricky Saints in the corner. Now what's Dom thinking here? Wraps all the way up to the top with Ricky Saints. Looking for a superplex. This can't be good for the champion. And look at that's connecting now off the superplex. Saints down in the center of the ring. Dirty Dom looking to capitalise and walk out the new NXT North American champion. Perhaps for the second time. Dom off the top. Frog splash cover. Boots the leg. Shoulders down. New champion. Storming 2. No, Saints going to kick out. The 56-day reign of Ricky Saints going to continue at least for now, ladies and gentlemen, as this one remains ongoing for the NXT North American Gold. Live in the Great American Bash. What a night it has been. It's Dirty Dom. Keeps the pressure up. Tope. Oh, he overshoots it. Ricky Saints. Too close to the ring as Dom almost had his head off the announce table. Ricky Saints. Double axe handle went off. Dom though right there. Too busy shoulder work enough to take him out, but a neck breaker certainly will be from Ricky Saints, the champion. And Saints now going to send them right out of the ring stairs at ringside. The steel steps goes Dirty Dom. Counter 5 from the official Victoria Jericho. Both men going to get back into the ring here. They want to walk out the NXT North American champion, especially if Ricky wants to retain. Especially if Dom wants to win it. Remember, champion's advantage for Ricky in this matchup. If Dom wins it by counter, he won't win the title with a crossbody from Ricky. Off the top, the cover, the hook, the leg, shoulders down, the 2 only. Kick out by Dominic Mysterio. Great matchup here as the splash wasn't able to put him away. The spear wasn't able to put Dom away. Neither was the Revolution DDT with the metronome driver from Dom. Maybe enough to put away Saints. New champ for the 2-time turn. Oh, kick out. Oh man, Ricky survived. But look at that, Dominic Mysterio springboard moonsault from the middle row. And Mysterio heading up. Perhaps for a second splash in the matchup, looking to retain here. Dirty Dominic Mysterio frog splash. No, the knees up by Ricky Saints. That's exactly what Ricky needed. Both men now at a vertical base. Oh, Dom's on wobbly foundation. As Saints plants him with Rochambeau. Cover, Saints to retain. Hook in the leg, shoulders down, scoring 2. That'll do it. No, it won't. Oh, wow, Mysterio somehow going to kick out, ladies and gentlemen. What a fight for the NXT North American Championship. We have a new Women's North American Champ. Well, we have a new Men's one. Is Dirty Dom looking to make that the case here when he drops some. Alligator neck breaker. Inverted DDT. Middle rope moonsault. Knees up by Ricky Saints. And now Saints running in. 2-headed steam on Dirty Dom. Well, Dirty Dom trying to counter that big kick though from Ricky Saints off the ropes. And Saints now going to drop him with a drop kick. Running baseball slide kick. Both men are down. Dom really hurting after that one. But Ricky, can he capitalise? Getting to his feet as both men are absolutely spent here. But Dirty Dom, oh God. Inside Cradle, small package, the steel one for the championship. A 2 count, the kick out by Ricky. Ricky able to power out. Dom is in disbelief. He is pissed off on the Mysterio and sending a drop kick by Dirty Dom. Nobody's done with him yet. But now it's Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Runs in, springboard, crossbody for the championship. The cover once more. The hook to the leg, the shoulders down. 2-time champion cover for Dom. And a kick out at 2 by Ricky Saints again. Oh, look at Dom. He's getting frustrated. He is getting absolutely furious. You can see the frustrations kicking in for Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Time and time again, but you can't let that get a better. You gotta keep your foot on the gas pedal with his Ricky. Connecting with a second bone rattling spear out of absolute nowhere onto Dirty Dominic Mysterio. and then picks him up, hits him with the right hand and sends him against the ropes for the second time in the matchup. Looking to retain here. Dominic has done it. His stream is going to be over and becoming a two-time North American champ. Revolution DDT for the second time, the 2 count, and Ricky Saints retains the NXT North American Championship, continuing his 56-day reign as the North American champ of the black and silver brand again, and getting his 4th successful defense of the NXT North American Championship. Congratulations going out to Ricky. Great showing from Dirty Dom, but not good enough for the Absolute One, who still remains undefeated right here on NXT. Big victory for Ricky Saints. 5 huge wins of the series. He is 5-0 now. 4-0 in championship defenses. I thought it was over there, but a weak kick out. Still not enough for Ricky Saints to lose the North American Championship, as this was the second Revolution DDT, flattened Dominic's head and stopping his chances of becoming a 2-time North American champ. Congratulations, Absolute Ricky Saints.
Here's your winner, and still NXT North American Champion, Ricky Saints.
Congratulations, Ricky Saints, still your North American Champion of the world. But coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, the NXT Women's title is on the line as champion Tiffany Stratton defends against Women's Jackpot Ladder Match contract winner Stephanie McCurry, who's cashing in ahead of time. What a fight this is going to be for the NXT Women's Championship. Thank you, Alicia Taylor, as this is your penultimate contest of the evening for the prestigious NXT Women's Championship. And out first is the challenger cashing in her Women's Jackpot Ladder Match contract right there, what she won at NXT Battleground. In the 6-woman ladder match against the likes of Blake Monroe, Sol Ruca, Roxanne Perez, Lace, and Lash Legends. McCurry a couple of weeks ago confronting the NXT Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton, telling her that she'll be cashing in ahead of time for a scheduled match tonight at the Great American Bash, giving Tiffany Stratton time to prepare for an opponent such as the caliber of La Primera Vaquera. Stephanie Vaquera doing the honourable thing, not cashing in after the champion had a grueling matchup like Ethan Page did against Ilya Dragunov on the same night he won the contract at Battleground, resulting in Ilya having a 3-minute and 37-second reign as NXT champion. He looks to redeem himself tonight by becoming 2-time champion in 3 stages of hell, if necessary, after winning the WWE World Cup Tournament after this past 8 weeks. But here comes the NXT Women's Champion. These 2 women teamed up this past week on NXT to beat the team of Kiana James and the beautiful Madness Julia. But tonight, they are not on the same page. They may have worked together this past week, but they are against each other tonight, the polar opposites. Stephanie McCurry and Tiffany Stratton colliding for the NXT Women's Champion. Stratton has had 5 successful defences of her NXT Women's Championship, defeating the likes of Jordan Grace, Roxanne Perez, Julia, Blake Monroe, and then once again Julia in the first ever last woman standing match a couple of weeks ago on NXT. Right now it is Tiffany Stratton and Stephanie McCurry going to give it their all tonight. What a championship matchup this is going to be. Can Tiffany Stratton make it 6 defences of her championship? We find out right here, right now. It's that right there is what they are fighting for. The beautiful, prestigious, and coveted NXT Women's Championship. As we head it to the ring now with the official ring introductions from the great Alicia Taylor.
Introducing the challenger from San Fernando, Chile, Stephanie McCurry. And her opponent from Prior, Minnesota, the NXT Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton.
Thank you, Alicia Taylor, as Tiffany Stratton has a record, or almost record-breaking NXT Women's Championship reign. Rhea Ripley has the record at 308 days. Tiffany Stratton getting there at 279 days as NXT Women's Champion. Let's see if she can keep it up and get past that 300-day mark and maybe 308-day mark and beat Rhea Ripley's record as NXT Women's Champion. We'll find out Stephanie McMillan going to pose a tough challenge, though she is cashing in a Women's Jackpot contract in this championship matchup. If she loses, she will no longer have that contract and she will fail her cash in, which has never been done before. Nonetheless, Chip Danning is your official for your penultimate contest of the evening. Women's title NXT on the line. Here we go. Matchup is underway. 1 of 5. This is going to be your penultimate contest of the evening. After that's the main event. Ethan Page defending his NXT Championship once again against Ilya Dragunov. He can't be happy with that. Inside 3, if necessary, stages of hell. The first would be a singles match, a normal match. The second will be an Extreme Rules match. And if we get to the third and final stage, it will be a TLC match. Right now there's Stephanie McMillan dropping the champion down. Big lock up from Stratton. The Irish whip sends a hard back first into the corner is Tiffany Stratton. On fire here. 4th woman fan favourites here in the NXT Women's Division. Who is going to get the win though and walk out? The NXT Women's Champion here tonight at the Great American Bash. Tiffany Stratton thus far has the same amount of days as NXT Women's Champion that Drew McIntyre had as the undisputed WWE Champion last season before he lost it at the Royal Rumble event last year to Seth freaking Rollins. With this Tiffany Stratton in trouble here off the top. This look from Stephanie McMillan has chipped down in the official. Looking on this NXT Women's Championship contest. And a walk from Stratton, the champion, locking Stephanie McMillan a precarious position. Turns around now with chin lock here from Tiffany Stratton to wear down her challenger in this one, trying to make sure her NXT Women's Jackpot ladder match contract cash in goes up and smoked tonight. But it's McMillan the hammer lock on Tiffany Stratton doing this Women's Championship penultimate matchup. Just 24 hours away from the biggest party of Summer Night 1 SummerSlam, and of course Night 2 on a Sunday. Just 24 hours after that, 48 hours from tonight is Stratton. Got her in an arm wringer here. Stephanie McMillan carries position on the canvas. And a lot of trouble is looking at this. Tiffany Stratton the arm drag. Dropping down Stephanie McMillan. And then picks her up here. Ends up holding. Double knees to the back. By Tiffany Stratton on the cover. Look at the leg. She goes down. Look at the retain right here. The 2 count a kick out. I'm McMillan in this Women's Championship matchup. And if you guys are enjoying this WWE 2K26 Universe Mode Series, make sure you leave a like for me and subscribe if you haven't already, with the notification bell turned on so you don't miss any more of this fantastic WWE 2K26 Universe Mode right here on KO Productions, as we're only just getting started. Of course, this is episode 87. This is NXT Great American Bash. Tomorrow and Sunday night this weekend is the biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam, the 2-night extravaganza that you do not want to miss, ladies and gentlemen. And if you guys do like this series and want to let me know how you feel about this series, please do not be afraid to do so in the comments section down below. And also, if you feel like I can improve on in this series with anything, please do let me know in the comments down below as well, folks. I'm always open to constructive criticism. It helps me grow as a person, it helps me grow as a channel, and it helps us grow as a community. But nonetheless, Stratton off that moonsault, not enough to put away. Vaquero now, Vaquero runs in as this Women's Championship contest rolls on at Great American Bash in Atlanta, Georgia. Vaquero, look at that super kick to the midsection on Tiffany Stratton that time. What a kick right there to the back of Tiffany, and another kick to the back by Vaquero. Stephanie and Tiffany worked well together as a tag team this past week on NXT, but this time they are opponents, and this time is for Stratton's Championship. Cover off the leg drop, 2 count and a kick out by Tiffany. Tiffany, let's not forget, she took Jade Cargill, WWE Women's Champion, to the limit at one point in time at Saturday night's main event a couple of months ago. But the WWE Women's title was not able to get the win over the Women's Champion that night. She is still the NXT Women's Champion nonetheless. 5 successful defenses of her championship, looking for her 6th tonight. And Tiff-O-Matic, down goes Stephanie. And now, second time of the matchup with that standing moonsault press. As Stratton won the championship in the final NXT event of 2K24 and the Universe Mode Series, which was NXT Stand and Deliver 2, where she was able to win the championship over SmackDown superstar Lyra Valkyria of this series now, who will have an opportunity to win the WWE Women's Championship from Jade Cargill on SummerSlam Sunday, just 48 hours from tonight at Stratton off that gymnastics background shot in the corner, followed by the drop kick to a seat of Vakir, only enough for two. And this championship matchup, by the rope though goes the champion Tiffany Stratton. Vakir though catching her, and Stephanie off the crossbody now, gonna pick up Stratton, and look at this, oh man, just launched her on the outside of the ring. Oh man, that has gotta hurt the champ, but then Vakir off the ropes, we're gonna fly here with the tope, crossbody, nicely done by Stephanie. One of the NXT Women's Champion in the world to her. On spaghetti legs here. A wobbly foundation for the champ as Vakir sends her back in the center of the ring. Chip down and continuing his count. Vakir though, springboards out of the crossbody by the challenger. Into the cover, hooks the leg, shoulders down for the gold. This could do it here. Vakir, the winner opportunity, and another kick out by Tiffany Stratton. So close to getting the Duke that time, but now it's Vakir going after the legs. So Stratton, he'll pick her off. Whatever she wants her now, Stratton. Gonna slow down the pace. Stomp away on the hands and the fingers of La Primera. It's Vakir hurting here from Tiffany Stratton, who hits a side slam. Just trying to soften up and slow down the pace of this Women's Championship matchup. Vakir will get back to her feet, kick and shots to the midsection, and now Vakir, that's how she won the tag match for her Stratton this past week over Kiana James, the SVB, Stephanie Vakir bomb coming for the golden town, the kick out by Tiffany Stratton. That was so close though. The SVB by Vakir, not enough for the 1-2-3 in the NXT Women's Championship, but now it's Stephanie on a rope, Tiffany Stratton to her feet, drop kick by Vakir. That's so drop kick, Stephanie looking for that leg drop though, face first. Sends her as Tiffany Stratton, and now Stratton, look at this, cartwheel, Alabama slam by the champion, on the cover, look at the leg, shoulders down, a retain here, scoring two, and a kick out, says Chip Downing, your official, for your penultimate matchup of the night, NXT Women's title, Vakir, and Scrubble moonsault avoided by Stephanie that time though, from Tiffany Stratton, and now it's Stephanie Vakir to pick up the Irish whip, gonna send her out there over the ropes here, drop down by Vakir, super kick by La Primera, no, the counter by Stratton, and Stratton, the drop kick. Oh man, wrecking ball kick by Tiffany. Big fish chop. Stephanie Vakir, the Irish whip. Dropping on, look at that haluva kick. S maneuver, shades of Sami Zayn, who'll be competing on SummerSlam Sunday. The SummerSlam 6-man gauntlet matchup for an opportunity at either the Intercontinental or the United States Championship, depending on which brand you're a part of. Of course, for Sami, it will be the IC title of Raw. Let's not forget the Superstars J-Cup will be following SummerSlam. And 5 male superstars as well as 3 female superstars and 2 tag teams from each brand will swap over between Raw and SmackDown, and a couple of NXT talents will get called up to his Stratton, looking to put away Stephanie Vakir there, but that springboard swanton, not enough for the 3 and not enough to retain our NXT Women's Championship just yet. What a great maneuver from Tiffany Stratton, one of her best out of her game is Tiffany. We're going to put away Stephanie, sends her face first on the canvas, now blowing a kiss to the entire WWE Universe tonight at the Great American Bash. Counter after counter from Vakir, and Stratton though, as Stratton gets caught by Stephanie, and Vakir down with a butterfly long blower. Knee in the chest, the cover, the hook to the leg, shoulders down. Do we have a new NXT champion here? There's 2. No, and a kick out by Stratton. The 279 days, at least for now, going to continue for Tiffany. It could still be Tiffy time here in NXT. She has proved that the NXT Women's Division has run on Tiffy time for the last couple of months. For the last number of months, rather. Ever since November of last year at Stand and Deliver, she has been champion. Even though we took a little break up until March of this year for this series starting, Stratton's been a hell of a champion with 5 successful defences. Cross body from Tiffany, sends her to the outside, and a drop kick to the floor. Down goes Stephanie Vakir, she hits hard on the outside. And Tiffany, perhaps looking to fly and take her out the floor through caution to the win in this championship match with a tope crossbody. We saw Vakir do that earlier. Now it's Tiffany Stratton's turn to fly and take out her opponent on the floor. Now sends her back into the squared circle. Now it's Tiffany Stratton looking to do anything it takes to walk out. And still NXT Women's Champion this evening. Big forearm. In the corner will be the 3rd superstar to retain their title. Big spinning splash out the corner cover. 2 gonna retain. No, Vakir stays alive. as her jackpot ladder match contract opportunity hangs in the balance still. They'll all go up in smoke if she isn't to win tonight. She can't let an opportunity pass her by. Vaquero European uppercut. Picking up. Tiffany Stratton off the ropes, and again the thrust kick on a Tiffany. Pick Stratton up again. Stephanie Vaquero put her away. Booker T's going to be loving this. Ladies and gentlemen, the crowd on to the Devil's Kiss by Vaquero. Face first off the canvas time and time again. When Tiffany Stratton coming will be enough for the NXT Women's Championship. The two and a kick out. Oh wow, not enough yet. It's Tiffany now. Fights back into a clothesline. On to Stephanie Vaquero. And Tiffany Stratton, the pick up. And Tiffany looking to retain her NXT Women's Championship. She's already in the final expectations this series by defeating the likes of Julia and Jordan Grace. And could defeat Vaquero right here. Prettiest moonsault ever. Set on the ring. The cover, the two. The kick out by Vaquero. Following the far women's carry roll through driver. The prettiest moonsault ever is put away. Pretty much any other superstar on the roster. But not enough to put away Vaquero. Now the moonsault. Vaquero somehow getting to her feet after that though. And a Tiffany with a big time powerbomb on Stephanie Vaquero. My goodness. And now what? Tiffany. And Stephanie going back and forth. And now the drop kick in the corner by Tiffany Stratton nonetheless. On to Stephanie Vaquero. They're stomping her right on the back. Tiffany Stratton looking for another prettiest moonsault ever. This time on the knees up by Stephanie Vaquero in the midsection of Tiffany Stratton. The kick down in the midsection. And it was Vaquero. Butterfly long blower for the second time in the match. Up the cover, the hook, the leg, shoulders down, scramble to become champion. Cover, 2, 3, down. Stratton again powers out. Unbelievable offense. Unbelievable action. How the hell is this one still going, ladies and gentlemen? Tiffany Stratton kicked out a 2 butterfly long blowers. There's another kick in the corner. She's a Sami Zayn from La Primera. There's now Stephanie Vaquero. The Irish whip sends Stratton back in the corner. Look at that. Big body attack by Vaquero. Double knees now. Meteor in the corner by Stephanie. Stratton down and out in the drop zone. Center of the ring. Vaquero looking for the NXT Women's title. Vaquero's Inferno. Spiral tap that cover that comes through her fulfillment of the NXT Women's title, and she got a successful cash-in for La Primera as we have a new NXT Women's Champion. Oh wow, what a fight. Congratulations going out to La Primera, who successfully cashes in her NXT Women's jackpot contract. And she was able to beat Stratton here tonight and end her 279-day reign as NXT Women's Champion. Some would call her reign of terror over the NXT Women's division. It is now put to an end by La Primera Vaquero, but I thought Vaquero was put to an end right here. Off the big time fireman's roll through driver, and then the prettiest moonsault ever, but it was Vaquero able to fade out of that counter, another one and hit. Vaquero's Inferno for the 1, 2, 3 and new Women's Champion. What a moment tonight in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Great American Bash, as Stephanie Vaquero has done it. Cashed in successfully, no longer Miss Jackpot, now Miss NXT, as she is the NXT Women's Champion. Great battle from Tiffany, great battle from both women. Congratulations, Stratton, though, your new champion. But let's take a look at what's going down this coming week on NXT as new Women's North American Champion. So, Ruth going to make her first defense to gold, defending against the impressive Kiana James. Got a great show in tag team action this past week in NXT, so she is going to jump the line, so to speak, as the NXT North American title is on the line of the women's division. Following that, a rematch from tonight as Javon Evans looks to regain his cruiserweight gold against the new champion El Grande Americano. That's this coming week on NXT. Also this week, NXT Tag Team Championships on the line as Penta and Rey Fenix able to retain earlier on tonight, taking on the new number 1 contenders who beat Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods in the finals of the World Cup tournament this past week. that being Fraxio. But coming up next, it is your main event of the evening. 3 unnecessary stages of hell for the NXT Championship. Even your Dragunov want to regain the golden hell for 3 minutes and 37 seconds against All Ego, Ethan Page.
The following contest is a Stages of Hell match and is for the NXT Championship.
Make room then, calling the action for your main event. Ilya Dragunov went on an entire run to win the entirety of the World Cup tournament, which all culminated just last night. And 24 hours later, he has selected the stipulation, due to the caveat that if Ilya Dragunov did win the World Cup tournament, he would get to choose said stipulation for an NXT title matchup tonight, since we no longer had a main event for the NXT title. It was of course supposed to be All Ego Ethan Page defending against Trick Williams, but that match ended up taking place a little bit earlier this past week on NXT, since Trick didn't want to wait till tonight. But gladly, Ilya Dragunov, a suitable replacement for Trick Williams after winning the entirety of the WWE World Cup tournament the first round, able to defeat Charlie Dempsey of England the second round, knocking off Kofi Kingston of Ghana. Then they went into the quarterfinals where he defeated Bulgarians Rusev, and then Damian Priest went down in the semi-finals, and in the finals he defeated Chad Gable in one of the best matches of the entire tournament. Ilya Dragunov, how banged up is he going to be? Because he got a rematch against Ethan Page for the NXT Championship, both in a triple threat match with Austin Theory also involved following a battleground, and then in a singles matchup a couple of weeks later where Page always cheated Ilya out and walking out with his NXT Championship still intact. The Dragunov wants his revenge. He wants that NXT title back. He wants to have a better reign than 3 minutes and 37 seconds. Ilya Dragunov was cashed in on by Page after becoming champion at the end of Battleground a couple of months ago. And now tonight, does battle with All Ego yet again. Page can't be happy. He's going after it with Dragunov again, especially in a 3 stages of hell match. But it's only 3 stages if we get that far. Who knows? Page could beat Dragunov in 2 straight stages. Dragunov could beat Page in 2 straight stages. We never know. But nonetheless, here comes your NXT champion with 3 successful defenses under his belt against Dragunov and Theory in triple threat action, Dragunov in singles action, and then this past week on NXT finally getting his win over Trick Williams and defeating him for the championship, which was supposed to be the main event of tonight. But now we are Dragunov the main event of tonight by winning the WWE World Cup tournament. Of course, the reward for winning said tournament was getting a championship opportunity against the main champion of your brand, and Dragunov, one of the best superstars here on NXT, getting another shot to try and recapture the NXT title he only held for 3 minutes and 37 seconds. Ethan Page then, 56 days he's been NXT champion. Can he make it a little longer? Is that right there is what they're fighting for? And your main event of the evening, the beautiful, prestigious and covered NXT championship in 3 stages of hell. Let's head to the ring with Make Room and the official ring introduction.
And his opponent, from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, weighing in at 225 pounds, the NXT champion, All Ego, Ethan Page.
I can make room for the final ring introductions of the night. Ethan Page holding up the NXT championship. Can he walk out and still champion tonight and get his 4th successful defense and continue on his reign plus 56 days? We saw Penta and Phoenix and Ricky Saints both retain their championships earlier on tonight, both of those winning them at Battleground like Ethan Page did 56 days ago, both of which retaining earlier on. Can Page do the same, or will Dragunov stop that tonight? We'll find out. Derek Sanders as your official. Here we go, matchup on the way for the NXT title. 3 unnecessary stages of hell As Dragunov moved out the way in the boot, and a drop in with a bulldog in here. Away go, a lot of tense history between these two superstars for the NXT title. Dragunov clothesline in the corner. Here we have Dragunov, even though he went through the ringer in 5 incredibly brutal matches. In the in the WWE World Cup tournament, he's still going on with all ego. Here tonight, German suplex now, a second one, and I'll make it 3 from Ilya Dragunov. The first stage is a normal match. The second stage, Extreme Rules, and then third, if we get to it, a TLC match, all made official. Just last night after Ilya Dragunov won the WWE World Cup tournament now, Page slamming his head on the canvas time and time again. A lot of history between these two men, spelling back to the second ever episode of NXT of this series where Ethan Page made his in-ring debut in a singles matchup. His opponent that night was Ilya Dragunov, and Page able to defeat Ilya. A little bit of cheating in that matchup, but he was still able to win on his debut. Looking to win the first fall here on Dragunov. The kick out at 1 though by Ilya. Page thought he would be too hurt after his performance in the World Cup tournament to kick out that early, but Ilya Dragunov able to stay alive. Now a drop kick in the corner by the man Dragon into the chest of Ethan Page. Dragunov has never beaten Ethan Page, just like Ethan Page up until this week's edition of NXT was never able to defeat Trick Williams, but he was able to do so and retain the title. Can he do the same with Dragunov and beat him once again, like he always has, always by cheating? But you can't exactly cheat in a matchup, whereas 3 stages of hell will have stipulations after the first stage, which is this one being normal, of course. Clothesline and Dragunov set into the corner. All ego Ethan Page here. Page, of course, defeating Ilya Dragunov for the NXT Championship, cashing in on at NXT Battleground after we are just out of the 46-day reign of Austin Theory. Another big boot by Page, the cover. Look at the leg, shoulders down, the 2 and a kick out. Ilya Dragunov. Off the big boot, not over just yet in the first stage of this 3 stages of hell match. Of course, the 3 stages may not be necessary. But it is labelled as that as Page off the ropes and a big back elbow. All ego and Ilya Dragunov, and Page having his way with the challenger here in your main event. An impromptu one, you could say, is going to be Trick Williams, but he got his shot. Now it's Ilya's turn, and his rematch that he will earn, because he already had a rematch. He lost that, he earned another one by winning the WWE World Cup tournament. As Ilya middle rope, and Ethan Page, going to stop him, look at that. A kick there from Ethan Page, and a Page pick up, and he's spinning Uranagi. Cover for the first win in this 3 stages of hell NXT title matchup. Kick out there from Ilya. Said the official Derek Sanders. Derek Sanders, of course, the referee who did referee the matchup between Ilya and Ethan Page, and Ethan's debut match here on the NXT brand. He's refereeing again. It's full circle here, and perhaps the final matchup between these two men in 3 stages of hell to finally end their rivalry for the NXT gold. Dragunov, look at that. Laying in senton after senton on all ego Ethan Page, and if it's Ilya Dragunov heading up middle rope to fill through a nail in the coffin. Middle rope senton by Ilya. Cover for the first win in the 3 stages of hell title matchup. 2 down, Ethan Page gonna kick out in their main event. What action we're going to be seeing both tomorrow night and Sunday night at SummerSlam. 2-night extravaganza. WWE Champion Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles main event the Saturday night, and Kurt Angle puts his career on the line on a Sunday night against World Champion Gunther in a career versus title encounter at SummerSlam. The German Brethren suplex only scored a 2 for Ilya Dragunov. Ethan Page taken out by the arm. There's Ilya, and pick up on Ilya now, and Ethan Page, oh god! Knee right on the ribs of Ilya Dragunov. Pick up by Ethan Page, and we're seeing it. Ilya, and a nice suplex by all ego. Dominating him here and trying to block out the noise from the crowd, who are clearly on the side of Ilya Dragunov tonight, but Ethan Page not having any of Ilya's onslaught this evening. A big power slam by all ego. Ethan Page just stomps away on the Mad Dragon time and time again. Look at these stomps right in the gut and the ribs of Ilya Dragunov. Forearms him right in the face now, and Ilya is hurting hard tonight. At the Great American Bash in your main event, Ilya Dragunov, oh, getting busted open, ground and pound that time from Ethan Page. Dragunov has great success at Great American Bash as last year he was able to win the NXT Cruiserweight Championship in a triple threat against Dragon Lee and JD McDonough. Tonight, a year later at the Great American Bash, looks to walk out your brand new NXT champion for a second time, and this time have a better run than 3 minutes and 37 seconds. Dragunov in the corner. The Sami became champion against Theory at Battleground at Page. Able to sidestep it. Able to sidestep Torpedo Mashko. And it rolls him up. Shoulders down. There's two of the Schoolboy and a kick out by Ilya. Ethan Page trying to steal the victory and trying to walk out. Still the NXT champion. Pump kick by Page and they're picking him up now. The deadlift. Power slam by Oligo. Cover. Who's the leg? Shoulders down for the one on the first stage. And this championship main event and a kick out by Dragunov. Wow. Ilya not losing just yet. Referee counting that very fairly there, if you ask me. And Ethan Page not happy with the official. There's a swinging neck breaker on Ilya Dragunov. We saw him do that against Trick Williams in the NXT Championship this past week on NXT. As look at Page absolutely decimating the man Dragon, and again blocking out the noise. That's what I was talking about, man. Dragunov might not be 100% heading into this matchup tonight after his performance in the World Cup tournament, but even Ilya not on 100% is better than most of wrestlers on the roster when they are at 100%. As Ilya second time in the matchup, Saito now on Oligo Ethan Page, and Ilya Dragunov. Look at this. Maybe getting a second win. He's on fire off the ropes. Constantine special, but about Dragon. Page and strong. Come on. Dragunov from back leading the first stage for two, and a kick out by Oligo, getting that shoulder off the canvas. Oh, look at that. Senton moved out the way. Oligo Ethan Page kick, no caught by Ilya Dragunov, catching the boot and dropping him with a DDT. And it's Ilya Dragunov. Looks to put him away right here. It's bomb on Page, looking for the win in the first stage. In on a cover is Ilya. Hooks the leg, sure he's going to get one step closer to come. The coup down NXT champion and a kick out by Oligo Ethan Page. If Dragunov is to win this, he'll become the first ever two-time NXT champion. Heads up to the top, looking for a senton. Knees up by Oligo that time, however. And now it's Ego. Drops him again with a shot. And he kick. No, that time blocked by Ilya Dragunov. Torpedo Mashko and away. Cover. Hooks the leg, shoulders down. Could be a knockout shot. The cover the two. No, the kick out. That's it. We are not able to get the first stage. No falls picked up just yet. And that's 3 stages of hell match for the NXT Championship in your main event from the Great American Bash 2026, right here in episode 27 of this KO Productions Universe Mode Series. Page and Dragunov go back and forth with shot after shot, big body blow by Page. And now Ethan picks up Ilya Dragunov. Oh goodness, what is this? Here's some sort of Eagle's Edge. That was a variation of it. Ethan Page in control. Dragunov made himself up out of the corner. I mean, the Mad Dragon's already busted open. I mean, when's he not? But the first stage isn't even done, and he's not looking good for Ilya in this one. Ethan Page to put him away second time of the matchup. All still in the first stage. We might not get to the third. It's Ethan Page now. There's the power slam off the deadlift. Cover 2. Kick out by Ilya Dragunov. Holy hell. Ethan Page. Not done just yet is Dragunov. He must be living, but he's going to keep his foot on the gas pedal and keep on keeping on. But there's Ilya Dragunov running in. It's taking off from the Mad Dragon. Dragunov's on fire. Oh, what a boot in the corner by Ilya. Now Dragunov looking for the win. In the first stage here, he's already hit one of these H-bombs. Not out the corner though, but this time he does. And that how is hit with authority. Cover by Ilya for victory in the first stage. Cover 2. He got him. Ilya Dragunov wins the first stage, moving into the second stage, which will be Extreme Rules. Here the officials say your winner, Ilya Dragunov. Page now coming to realising what has happened. Now he's going to get a win back in the second stage of this one. And here we go then. Extreme Rules now is set and sealed and ready to go. In your main event, the second of 3 stages. Referee Derek Sanders rings the bell, and here we go, man. Ethan Page, the kick to the midsection, goes right after the Mad Dragon. We are dragging over, and there's the punt kick. Oh, Page is pissed. He's going for weaponry already. He knows this is Extreme Rules, no disqualifications in the second stage tonight. As Ethan Page, oh God, there's the steel chair. Time and time again in the midsection of Ilya Dragunov. The referee can't do anything about it. He's allowed to actually do that this time. Usually he cheats and hits him with a lot of weapons, including his NXT Championship, but this time it's actually legal. And now Page with Eagle's Edge on a Dragunov. Another cover. Page just like that to win the second stage. Scoring 2. Ilya's kicking out. Oh wow, what resiliency from Dragunov. Getting hit with 2 power slams and an Eagle's Edge, and it's not over for Ilya. Ethan, this is a must-win for Page. If Dragunov wins this fall, he'll win 2 straight falls and become the new NXT champion. Page needs to win. It's a must-win for all Eagle. And I don't think he's going to get any help this time around from Austin Theory and Grayson Waller of A-Town Down Under. Nice manoeuvre that time by Dragunov. Only 1 though. Off the Uranagi, but Ilya, there's the senton. And now what's Ilya thinking? Going outside of the ring looking for more weapons is Dragunov. What's he thinking here? Oh goodness, a table brought into the ring by Ilya Dragunov here. And now Ilya going to send it into the ring. Ethan Page now over the top. Oh my, Tope. So I see over the top and grabbing his NXT Championship at the podium, looking to hold on to it. I know we saw him do this. Double trick and Ilya in recent title defenses. DDT on his NXT Championship and hoisting it up for the world to see. He is the champion, but how long will he be champion for? He may not be by the end of tonight. Big shot upside the skull of Ilya Dragunov and hitting him in the midsection with it. But right now it's Ilya, and Ilya going to catch him with a clothesline. On the outside, and look at Dragunov clearing around his table all the way about the face. First off the table goes Ilya. Courtesy of Ethan Page. And now it's Page. Sends him on our table here. Oh, we saw Ethan Page put Trick Williams through our announce table this past week on NXT in the championship matchup. And now Ilya and Page on the table with Ilya. Uranagi through the table by Dragunov. Then Dragunov looking for the NXT title. Gonna send all Ilya in the ring. Looking to do it to become a 2-time champion. The first of any. Cover. 2. No, Ethan Page is still alive. How on earth? As Ilya picks up the table and gonna crack Ethan Page on the skull with it. And it sets up the table in the centre of the ring. Ethan's already went through 1. He's already lost one of these stages already. He can't afford to go through another one, courtesy of Ilya Dragunov as he sends him on the table in the centre of the ring. Referee Derek Sanders looking at him with a big elbow from Ethan Page and will counter it. I know what's Page thinking. Oh, there you go, Ethan Page. Puts him on the table. Oh goodness, bang buster by Page. Another cover, shoulders down to win his second stage. To tie it up the 2 and a kick down by Ilya Dragunov. Ethan Page is pissed. How on earth is he going to put away Ilya? He's done it before, but he's used dastardly means, but this time he actually can. And the championship is on the line in 3 stages of hell, and this fall is, of course, a battle. An Extreme Rules battle is Dragunov showing the crowd where he plans to take home tonight. After winning the World Cup tournament, launching with a Page, but he missed the back and forth over Ilya and Page, and Ilya catching it with a fake clothesline. Dragunov again picks up the NXT Championship. He wants to show the world he can win it tonight. And look at this, gonna give Page a taste of his own medicine and a DDT in the title. Cover, moves the legs, shoulders down, and become the new champion. 2, 3, now Ethan Page powers out. How on earth is this one ongoing still, ladies and gentlemen? What a battle for the NXT title. Can't believe Page is staying in this one. Can't believe Ilya's staying in it. As Ilya sends Page to the floor. Oh goodness, Ilya all the way up to the top. Dragunov crossbody on the outside. Oh no, there you go, Ethan Page. Dragunov ain't done, looking for more weaponry here. Oh goodness. And Ilya Dragunov, what is in that bag? Can only imagine with that absolute lunatic. Nonetheless, back on the outside, these 2 men brawling, kick to the midsection by Page, twisted, Gwen on the floor. Oh, send him in and pin him, Ethan. You can tie this one up. Ethan Page goes back into the ring. It's not false count anywhere rules in this Extreme Rules stage. But Ethan Page, it's a bag full of thumbtacks. The Page pose in the centre of the ring now. Look at how he sent Ilya Dragunov onto them. Advance into this third and final stage, which will be TLC. Dragunov though on the Page's championship with a Uranagi. You've got to imagine TLC will benefit Ethan Page since he won the jackpot ladder match at Battleground. But right now it's Ilya Dragunov. He doesn't want to make sure that Page gets to TLC. Torpedo match going to maybe be through with that Battleground. The turn, I can't get by Page. As the second stage is still ongoing for the NXT Championship today, no dash. I want to thank you all for joining us. What an event this has been tomorrow night and Sunday. You don't want to miss the biggest part of the summer, the 2-night extravaganza. That is SummerSlam Big Boot by Ethan Page. And Ethan Page now dominating Ilya Dragunov, and look at that, sends him hard into the turnbuckle. And now Ethan Page, the third time of the match, he's going to hit this, the deadlift power slam by Ethan Page. Dragunov is done. It's all over for the Mad Dragon. The second stage going to All Ego now, who hits the Ego's Edge, and that's how he beat Ilya in their first encounter in Page's debut. The cover hooks the leg, shoulders down Dragunov's head, rebounds off the turnbuckle, it's over. Page wins the second stage, and all comes down to the third and final stage of this NXT Championship main event at the Great American Bash. As Dragunov's comes to, here we go, it's time for TLC. Dragunov's hurting, as is Page. The ring's been cleaned, and Dragunov and Page, both men going at each other, but Page able to knock him down. Referee's gone as well. The only way to win this stage is to climb the ladder, retrieve the NXT Championship hanging from above the ring, which moments ago was on the side of the ring. Right by that turnbuckle, you see there is Ethan Page with a kendo stick, wailing away on Dragunov, but Dragunov no got this kendo stick and breaking it over the back of All Ego Ethan Page. My goodness, Ilya Dragunov is going crazy in your main event tonight. As Ilya flies in, there's that clothesline by the Mad Dragon. Try to do anything it takes to walk out your new NXT champion, become its first ever two-time NXT champ of the world. Constantine special from Ilya. We saw him do that in the first stage. He's doing it again now that we're in the third. It's come down to the third and final stage. The first was a normal match won by Ilya Dragunov. The second was an Extreme Rules match won by All Ego Ethan Page. The third and final is a TLC match, which you gotta imagine benefits the champion Page, as he won the NXT jackpot ladder match at Battlegrounds, which he cashed in earlier that same night on Ilya Dragunov after he beat Austin Theory and ended his 46-day reign as champion. Coast to coast by Ilya that time, onto All Ego Ethan Page. Vintage offense from the Mad Dragon, and now Page is hurting, and now Ilya Dragunov grabbing the ladder from the outside of the ring, looking to scale and win the championship. But first, gonna make sure Ethan Page is hurting, and a German suplex. I believe neck first hitting off that ladder out of the corner from Dragunov, and Ilya sets up the ladder, looking to climb and become the NXT champion for the second time. Page to his feet as well. Ilya Dragunov continuing his climb. Or beginning his climb, I should say. It's Page coming up as well. Ilya Dragunov trying to win the NXT Championship on the counter from Ethan Page. And Page will get the championship. He's got his hand on the goal, but Ilya Dragunov stops him. And Ilya Dragunov knife face chop. And Dragunov face first. Goes All Ego, knife face down he goes as Ilya's got it. Ilya Dragunov for the opportunity. Hand on the championship. Getting Ilya Dragunov taken down. Ethan Page slowly but surely getting to his feet. It's Dragunov's got his hand on the gold. Ethan Page climbing up still though. Get Dragunov through it. He's so close. Oh, there's Ethan Page. What a right hand. What a shot from All Ego. There's a third one. Page grabs him. Oh no, off the ladder. Avalanche twist. Oh, grabs the top of the ladder by Page. And Ethan Page is going to do it in the team. What a match of the crowd chanting this is awesome. But it could be over. Ethan climbed the damn ladder. He's getting up there, Ethan Page, to walk out still the champion. Not like this. Oh, wait a minute. He's done with him. Off the top of the ladder, a splash from Ethan Page. Just want to make sure the Dragunov stays down. Oh my goodness, I don't think this TLC version will go over. We've already saw steel chairs in this matchup. We've already saw tables in this matchup. Two of which been broken. One a normal one from underneath the ring. One the announce table at ringside. And now the ladder getting climbed by Ethan Page. Hand on the championship. Here we are, dragging all back to his feet. Ethan Page trying to take down the goal. But here we are, oh my goodness, off the top, the drop kick to the ladder. Knocking Ethan Page off, and now here we are in the corner. So we won the NXT title against Austin Theory at Battleground. Dragging off, torpedo the sky. And here we are. Heads up. Metal rope H-bomb onto Page. Done. Metal rope H-bomb. A super H-bomb, if you will. It was a Dragunov. Let's Page down. He ain't getting up from that. Dragunov setting up the ladder. Looking to get big at his claim and become the new NXT champion. The first ever two-time NXT champion. Dragunov is up there. Hand on the goal. Page is still down. This is Ilya's moment. The crowd going absolutely crazy in Radio Rental tonight in Atlanta, Georgia. Dragunov's got it. And Dragunov is the new NXT champion as Page comes to. Congratulations going out to the Mad Dragon. And apologies, Mr. Make Room, for your introductions, but Ilya Dragunov is your new NXT champion as this is so we end NXT Great American Bash 2026.